Where's the camera? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We've got a new setup going.
Oh, that's your camera.
Okay, don't confuse me right now. I actually got tripped out. This is the Three Can Play podcast. My name is Sean McAftermator. I'm joined by two of my good friends. To my left, I've got Nick P. wearing
Vetting.
He's vetting.
his actual life shirt. To my right, we've got Brad Cobley Crab, the new fresh haircut. Looking fly, my dude.
Got rid of the mop.
Who let you out of the house looking so cute?
Let myself out.
Feel good.
Actually, I let him know because I picked him up.
That's actually true.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
What's happening? Oh, okay. Thank you, sir. Apparently the mic's pointing backwards or something.
How could you?
In any case, thank you.
Wait, do we want him to sound better?
Ruthless.
This is
We're
the Three Can
here.
Play podcast.
This.
Yes, I am wearing the Sick Kid Versus shirt, actually. Once you raise $300 and then you email Sick Kids with your profile page and your name, your address, and size, once you raise $300, look at the shirt.
Free?
Yeah. Free charge.
Nice.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's nice.
I actually think I might be at 300 because Mark and Cameron popped off.
Yeah, you might not get it in time for Saturday, but I'm not wearing this for Saturday. I'm wearing my my onesie that I always wear.
Yes.
So
I don't remember this onesie. I don't remember anything
it'll be
about
a
Many
surprise.
Extra
So,
Life.
okay, well then
It'll be a nice treat when you see him. At
I
12
love
Those days
it.
are always a
The
blur.
onesie is great because the art on it is designed by kids from the hospital, and all the proceeds from it went to the hospital.
Oh
Yeah.
shoot.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty awesome.
It's pretty
Okay.
dope.
Right.
Yeah. Funny story about the shirt. So, the people behind the Sick Kids Versus campaign is a marketing company called Cassette, and they operate out of Liberty Village, much like Ophelia's marketing company, Church and State. What's funny is that these guys are kind of like rivals, and they both work on Walmart, but on different
So
sections.
you're wearing the Rivals apparel, Nick?
Yeah, I took off my jacket, and she saw my shirt. I'm like, Cassette designed that shirt. I'm like, well, it's a nice fucking shirt. I like it.
Yeah.
It's like, should I not wear it in front of you? He's like, no. I'm like, well, I'm gonna.
Everyone in the office giving you dirty looks.
Yeah, I was like, well, I can go shirtless in your office, so I can just wear a shirt.
It's either this or the bare chest. Take your pick.
So yeah, well, it's a little funny story, but yeah,
Cool.
I like it. I dig it.
Yeah, looks good.
dope. Yeah. Anyways, what y'all have been up to past week?
I'll start because I've got not much to talk about.
Sure.
I've been playing some Ultra Rapid Fire
Hell yeah.
in League of Legends. The game was alright. Probably gonna hate me for saying that, but it's okay.
No, I mean, I can only handle it so much before I want to go back to Classic League, but it's
Yeah.
just fun to screw around and just like have pure chaos and stupidity.
It is. Here's a question: do you guys prefer this version of Earth as opposed to random Earth?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I think on average you're going to have games with busted champions, even though, let's be honest,
Sure.
almost everything's busted, but you have a lot less one-sided stomps because sometimes you just get like drafted the most like crap stuff. and
Old
other people-
Galio.
Yeah, and other people would get like 3 power picks and you would just get stomped and it'd be so one-sided. So I think bringing champion selects back was a good thing. Plus there's 140 champions
Mhm.
and we found out very quickly there's a few new ones that are added to the OP list like Kiana.
Sure.
Kiana's insane in this
Sure.
game mode. So
Silas
like
pretty
Ivern.
Ivern. So
Yeah.
it's like back when it first came out, there were less OP, again, I say that loosely, than there are now. So I think it's fun. There's plenty of good champs to pick that can take over games. So.
The new version of Collie's fun. You just spam
Yeah,
your
you
Qs
literally just
all day. Machine
Smacking Q,
gun.
machine gun
And
fire.
when you played Viger and I played a Collie, you just let them just freaking spam Q and they couldn't do anything. It
Yeah,
was
Viger's
crazy.
busted.
I played Q
Infinite
against,
scaling.
or I played Q against an Malzahar as a collie. I was telling you about it. Level 1, I just pressed Q on him till he died. He couldn't walk away because the Q slows.
Yeah,
great.
max range Q slows.
Yep.
It's just so much, like the cooldown on it's like quarter of a second or something. It's ridiculous.
It's
Fun.
great.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
I can't play it alone though.
It's a
Because-
lot more fun with friends because you
Yeah.
can like set up
Be
stupid
silly,
plays.
be
Be
goofy.
like, yo, there's a guy extending like 5 of you just like catapult
Yep.
over top of them and do like stupid plays and stuff like that. It's
I
definitely
play-
a party game.
Play by myself, I get people who are like split pushing, trying to end in like 7 minutes. I mean, I
Yeah.
do that too through mid. I try to end fast and push towers. It's fun,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
You don't have that like team play
Yeah, yeah.
synergy back to it. It's a lot more just like 5 people playing for themselves.
Like some Earth. I had a crazy run of Shattered Pixel Dungeon, which you will appreciate. because you were such an aficionado of that game.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely am. Play it every damn day of my life.
Playing it right now.
Yeah,
So
toss in the trash is
I had
bad.
one of my most legendary runs in that game that I've ever had. It was pretty great. I don't know, I haven't been playing much. What have I really been doing? I don't know, not much.
Dylan?
Yeah, like been doing nothing. You know, some weeks are like that. I don't know if how it is for you guys, but some weeks I'm just low energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like now that I'm homeless, well, out of a job, I'm gonna be doing nothing all fucking week, other than playing video games and looking for jobs.
I like that first. Second one.
So, what have you guys been doing? E2?
I guess I will go second because I think Nick has probably the most different game
Sure.
out of all of us. Because yes, mostly just more Destiny, and Earth because Earth is awesome. But been what? Are you gonna say something?
That's what the Lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I've been playing some Destiny. I've been grinding out the both pinnacle and ritual weapons, which are every season they have a new weapon for various activities. I believe in you. You can get it. There you go. Perfect. So they have different weapons that you can get through Crucible.
Sorry.
Are you done?
Just.
Am I okay to talk now? Okay, good. I'm just happy you had your moment with the chocolate.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I've been grinding out these pinnacle weapons. I got a hold of probably like arguably the most busted gun in the game, Recluse, which is a Crucible pinnacle weapon from 2 seasons ago, I think. And you have to play in the competitive mode and get a certain amount of points, plus do a couple other challenges. I did. I actually stopped. I went 9-1 to get to the rank I wanted. I only lost 1 game. And in 8 of those wins, I was top of my team. In the last game I needed to win, I got carried so hard. I played terribly. But I also abused One-Eyed Mask as a Titan, so that helps. But okay, it's calm, dude. I'm getting sweaty. But this gun is an SMG, which already right now are pretty strong. They gave them buffs. But this one has a perk. So the way pinnacle weapons work is that they have unique perks that no other gun has. So this gun has a perk called Master of Arms. And anytime
Don't exotics already have perks that no other guns have?
Yeah. So pinnacle weapons are like legendary versions with perks that are on there.
They're not pinnacle weapons got really fucking busted over a year or two. Then they're like, for year 3, let's take a step back.
Yeah, so year 3 they're now called ritual weapons, and they come with curated roles that are really good perk combinations, but they're all the perks are perks you can get in other guns, but since this is an older gun, it has a perk that was unique to it. So it's called Master of Arms, and anytime you get a kill with any gun, you don't even have to have this out. You can swap to it and you get 5 seconds of a damage buff. And then every time you kill after that, even with the damage buff, it resets. And the more kills you get per clip, your reload speed goes up.
Ooh.
This gun is like actually stupid OP in Crucible. So I got it, and then I was playing Crucible farming the next pinnacle weapon, which is a sniper. So I've been sniping, by the way, which you'll be impressed with because you know me and sniping. I've actually been doing pretty well too, so it's like a miracle. I don't know what's going on.
Playing competitive and sniping.
I know, right? Like what's happening? It's crazy. So I've been grinding out. My loadout is a sniper and a recluse. So I'll just go. Guy comes around the corner. I'll get the sniper kill. Switch to my recluse, and like the range on this gun is stupid. Like I'm ranging people with like pulse rifles, and I'm using a submachine gun, and I killed them in like a second.
It's so dumb.
And then it just refreshes. There was one time where I literally ran through a whole team and got 5 kills using the recluse, and just because I literally just the reload speed's so fast, and you just melt people. Like playing against people, the recluse sucks. When you have it, it's just like I don't even feel good about getting those kills with the gun. I feel like I'm cheating at some point. Fair. But
it's just that's how good it is.
Yeah, it's sick. So I'm happy I have it, but I feel dirty. I was playing actually on Hunter because I was trying to go for a triumph using my Hunter. But
what's your favorite PvP class?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Probably Titans because the One-Eyed Mask is busted.
What's the One-Eyed Mask?
So it's a an exotic helmet for Titans, and it's been nerfed and it's still broken. So what it does is when somebody shoots me, so I have the mask, you shoot me, you become marked for vengeance. You get a crosshair that gives me wall hacks, so I can see the crosshair even when you go behind walls. And if I kill you, my health resets and I get an overshield.
It's fucking busted. It is so busted.
Wall hack used to last 15 seconds.
Yeah.
They nerfed it. I think now it's 9 seconds. And I think they made the shield. They did something where the
Still,
health
that's a long
regen or the
time.
shield wasn't as good or something like that. Or maybe how often Mark for Vengeance comes up. I can't remember, but they nerfed it. But it's still stupid.
It's busted
Like
as
even
fuck.
as a Titan player, I'm like, this item needs to be nerfed. Like it's too strong. But because it's still a thing, and bottom tree striker Titan is also super strong as a super in Crucible, it's like when it comes to getting sweaty, it's like probably the best class for me to play.
Also, Titans can one-hit punch with their melees because of certain perks and mods they can take.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
Another question. Sorry
I'm
to interrupt.
enjoying it. No, that's
Is there like a competitive meta right now? Is it slow or fast? Or if you're good enough, you can be fast.
well, I've only played 10 games to
Sure.
get to the skill level I did, and also like because I was climbing from 0, I got so the skills there's 0, you have the glory points which go up with the win, down with the loss, and
Yeah.
it's 0 to like 5,500, I think.
Okay.
So I'm at like 2,400 now. I'm still like not at like strong competitive.
mhm.
So from what I was playing, it seemed to be decently fast. It didn't feel too campy, but that could change when you get higher with like the people who are like really
Coordinated
big Crucible
stuff.
players,
Sure,
right?
Sure, sure.
So, and I was also playing in a playlist that's called Freelance, where only solo queues can go in. You don't get partnered up with like pre-mades,
Oh,
because
okay.
that was a big problem before Shadowkeep, whereas Comp did not have a separate playlist, and half the time it was just
So solo queue
4-man.
kind of.
Yeah, but it had 4-man pre-mades because people would just go to LFG sites and just be like looking for good Comp players. They would just group up as 4 and just like stomp random players. So with this freelance thing, it's a lot more inviting for people to play without having to worry about running into that. So
My favorite part about Destiny, or when I played in vanilla D2 year 1, my favorite part was using like the hunter mobility to just run circles around people, and then having good aim helped.
yeah,
And so I was like very aggro because I found that you could just like, if you knew the map well and how to move around it well, I think maybe I just got a better grasp of it really quickly than the general population.
yeah.
And
Well, you've come from playing a lot of competitive shooters,
so it was just a lot of fun just running circles around people and flanking them.
Hunters are still the most popular class in Crucible.
Sure.
Like when I play games, I see hunters more than anything. I don't know the statistics on like overall throughout all of Destiny. Last time I checked, I think it was relatively even. Like none of them was more than 40%.
It's been like a 33, 33, 33 like
Yeah.
rough split since Destiny 1.
But when you go on Crucible, you'll find mostly hunters. I think people just find it the most fun with the triple jump and stuff like that.
Yeah, the Warlock wasn't too bad either.
Remember
Yeah.
Dodging stuff with the jump.
Yeah, and they have the blink.
The quote unquote for meta hunters on console, you just jump over the player you're like in front of you because they can't aim up high enough the controller.
Yeah,
Sure. Yeah.
I hated that so much. They'd jump over me and shotgun me. Oh god, I hated it. But yeah, so I've just been grinding out these weapons, which is a lot of fun because they're just cool, unique weapons that have challenges to do. And then on top of that, like Nick mentioned, Festival of the Lost started, which is like their Halloween seasonal event. So for 3 weeks, the tower is all decorated in like cobwebs and jack-o'-lanterns and ghosts, and you hear those terrifying screams that randomly happen while you're just roaming around the tower, which is just extremely unsettling when you're in your menus and you just hear like a shriek of somebody getting murdered.
Because why not, right?
Yeah. And then they brought back the Haunted Forest, which is they take the content from the Infinite Forest, which is Curse of Osiris DLC, and you basically have 15 minutes to make your way through the forest, which just keeps generating tiles and with ads, and you kill them. And each time you have like a percentage, and every time you get to 100%, you go kill a boss, then you hop back in, do it again with more mods and modifiers that make it harder. And the deeper you go, the better the reward you get, which is
That sounds cool.
which is really fun. So they've added that, and then also they released the new dungeon,
Pit of Heresy or
yeah.
Pits of Heresy.
So people who don't know, dungeon's kind of like a hybrid between the strikes and the raids. It's still a 3-man activity unlike the raids, but it has raid mechanics, and the difficulty is endgame content, so it's not something that you could just group up with 2 randoms and without communication just kill stuff and you'll beat it. And Shattered Throne was the first time they did a dungeon, and that was in Forsaken, and that's still one of like the coolest pieces of content that I think Bungie's released with Destiny. I loved the Shattered Throne and everything about it. So I haven't gotten into it yet because I think I'm just gonna wait for Nick and Andre. 3 of us are gonna take it out. Might do that actually at Extra Life. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I want to try to get the Xenophage like quest app.
It's where you have to actually bring it into the
because the xenophages new exotic quests, and you need to do the 3 steps before going to the dungeon, which is get the quest from the 4 statues where Eris Morn's looking over the pyramid, light the altars and anchor of light,
Yeah.
and then do the codes in each of the 4 lost sectors, and then you go into the dungeon.
Yeah, so I'll make sure I get that done, and I'm sure Andre will have already done it because he's always on top of that. But yeah, they added a lot of cool stuff. So
yeah, they added
another fun week.
A new public event to the moon.
Oh yeah,
called Altar of Sorrow. It's called
yeah,
something
and
like
it's
that.
kind of like the entry point to the dungeon.
Yeah, and it's like kind of like Escalation Protocol, where like you do waves of fighting till you fight the final boss. Not 7. There's not 7 waves like EP was, but it's
there's 5 in a boss, so it's pretty close.
5. They call it tiers, so there's 5 tiers, and the 6th tier is the final boss.
And it's a lot harder than like public events that you remember. Like Escalation Protocol, when it came out, was a 9-man activity, and you can't matchmake for it. It just uses people on the planet. But like when that first came out, before they toned it back to let other people play it after like a month or so of it being out, like it was pretty tough. You had to have at least like 7-8 people who were communicating and like using the right supers, using the right weapons. So this one I don't think is that hard, but we like hard, but it's still pretty hard because I think we did it with like 5 or 6 people and we weren't able to kill the boss. Mind you, 2 of those guys were just
if you don't
not doing it properly.
If you don't have the damage, it doesn't work. Cause I don't think Joe had the damage.
Yeah, he's still leveling up, so he doesn't have as good of loadouts.
You need to use a risk runner in the nightmare killing waves because everything does arc damage, and risk runner will tear through things.
Yeah, and they added new weapon drops with it, so there's new guns that have been added to the pool.
So the thing, it might be a weekly thing, I'm not sure, but the gun for this week is the blasphemy, the shotgun.
Yeah,
and you can also drop as a curated roll too, which is enticing.
And I think it's the first kinetic with slug rounds.
Yes,
so
it is.
Yeah, a lot more new content I'm really enjoying, so that's what I've been up to.
And you?
I'm playing the Outer Worlds.
Right.
The Outer Worlds, what is that?
So it's a new game by Obsidian Entertainment, published by Private Division. This game was developed for the Microsoft purchase, but part of the Microsoft purchase is that Outer Worlds on Xbox Game Pass. Instead of me getting it on Epic Game Store or like on console, I was able to download it on the Game Pass app on my computer instead of anywhere else. So which was good for me because I didn't want to use Epic Game Store because whatever.
What happened to hashtag Epic Games? You got paid by someone else?
Yeah.
I see.
Talking to Mixer.
Nick's not loyal. Yeah, exactly. Nick goes where the money goes.
Yeah, Mixer money's where Mixer is right now.
Apparently.
So but yeah, so the game, you ever seen what Fallout looks like? It's essentially like a spiritual successor to Fallout New Vegas, but think more like in the style of the show Firefly.
What?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so like you think, oh, Fallout in space, like Star Wars, Mass Effect. Like no, it's more Firefly
like
than
a Western.
Somewhat like that. Yeah, so it's a first-person shooter. It's a role-playing game. You do have companions in it, but there's no romancing any of them. I'm just like, that's fine. I don't care. Like,
you have enough of that in Fire Emblem. You're okay.
Yeah. Fire Emblem Mass Effect is my fill for romancing companions, but and Dragon Age 2 doesn't matter. Anyways, you get 6 companions. You get them. If you like just mainline the story, you get them all like pretty quick. There are some like that are kind of like on the edges, but you can still like just talking around the town find them pretty easily.
Is it one town?
No, it's like it's not one giant map. It's several maps, and each of them range in different sizes, which I actually prefer because I can rather just one large map. Because like if each world is their own contained story, rather than like traversing an entire continent, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a first-person shooter, RPG elements. It's actually like the character builder is a lot more deeper than like a Fallout would be in terms of like what Fallout was when Bethesda took over. Same with when Bethesda took over for Elder Scrolls games. They still have that like special ask system, like your strength perception, all that, but it's done a little differently. it feels like those points you put into like your strength, perception, intelligence, all that stuff has more weight in your choices of what you can do. Like if you tone down your intelligence like all the way, your character is now dumb.
Like
You
it
can
literally will give you
you
extra
can take
dialogue
yeah,
for a dumb person would say.
dumb conversation options.
Nice.
Those conversation options, of course, like if you have a high enough intelligence, you can also do that, or high enough strength, and all yada yada. And also those you can actually see on the screen like what how those values affect your character. Like obviously you have higher strength, then you're gonna have a higher melee hit, and you're gonna have a higher carry weight.
Yep.
You have a higher dexterity and I think it's dexterity in this game. Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so higher dexterity, you're better at sneaking, you're better at handling guns, you're better at like lockpicking, stuff like that.
Sure.
And it goes on with like the other stats and stuff like that. Then you go into like picking your stat bubbles. It's cool how this game does it because like every like individual stat is grouped into one thing. So like your lockpicking, your hacking, and something else is like grouped into like your sneak or sneak stat or something like that.
Sure.
And so you have to level up all of those to 50 before you can individually pick which one you want to go into. So if I
That's
want
a lot of leveling, or is it not?
not really, because like the stats you bring at the stats you pick at the start, like
Yeah.
your strength, endurance, and all that, add points to those stats already,
Okay.
and also companions can add to those points as well.
Okay.
So if I wanted to go all charisma options, like I always want to do, because that's how I play these games,
Mhm.
I would want to level each one of those up to 50, because that's how to 50, and then I can like individually pick like persuasion, intimidation, or lying as like the one I want to level up to 100.
Which one did you do?
Well, right now my persuasion is like 80 already
Okay.
by like just like passive stats.
So you're going for the nicer route.
It tracks.
This one, right?
High
Yeah,
persuasion tracks.
yeah. I'm gonna have full persuasion, full intimidation, and full lying just to like get myself through out of anything. Because like if you
Charisma's like super good in a lot of these games because you get a lot of choices that you couldn't make if you didn't
yeah,
have them high
in
enough.
Fallout New Vegas, I always went like max charisma, max persuasion, because like you could do anything you want in that game with like the high enough persuasion.
Talk your
stat.
way to anything.
Anything,
Yeah.
literally anything. It was ridiculous. It was so powerful. But yeah, then the game starts off like the story is that you are on this colony ship called the Hope, and it was bringing a bunch of Earth's best and brightest people to the new system called Halcyon. But something happened, and your spaceship was lost and considered like gone. Everybody's dead, stuff like that. But I think what happened was that because like capitalism's a very like central theme in this in terms of like parody and actual seriousness.
Okay.
So they're very like comical of how they handle capitalism. Like the corporations basically control a lot of everything.
Yeah.
And everybody is like so corporate in terms of how like they talk and speak. There's one character you can talk to on the Groundbreaker, which is the second area you can go to, and he's basically like a corporate man. But like as you talk to him, he's like seriously depressed and like fucking just like doesn't love what he's doing, and wears this giant moon mask. And if you keep talking to him, all his lines are like corporate slang lines. Like everything you say until you like go
He's
through
like a lawyer a little bit or something.
some, not really, like corporate basically tells them to say these lines when people ask him these questions,
Sure.
and you eventually go through enough questions where you doesn't have any more lines.
Well, even the first guy you meet, because I played like 1 hour of this game, I just started. But when you have to like
bought it?
give, I have Game Pass as well.
Oh, okay.
When you have to give him like medication because
Yeah.
he's injured, he like, well, I can't remember what he is, but it's
He's like
something's the
corporate won't allow me to take help from outside.
Yeah, and then he gives you like a speech about how like I can't remember what the corporation he works for, but
Spacer's choice.
He's like, yeah, he's Spacer's choice. You've had the rest, now have the best. Spacer's choice. But he's like shot, and he's like wincing as he's saying
Yeah,
this, and then he's like, yes, I nailed it. And it's like, what the fuck?
It's ridiculous. Like
Damn.
it's to the point of parody. There's all this capitalism and corporate stuff. I'm like, this is hilarious. But yeah, like capitalism and corporations play a central theme in the game. Whereas I think because you're on the Hope and you're rescued by a guy named Phineas Wells, and he's like a crazy scientist type of dude. But he doesn't like come off as crazy. It's kind of like the low profile crazy, where you know he's a crazy scientist, but he's very like direct to how he acts.
Okay.
So like you wouldn't assume he's crazy upon first interaction with him, but
Gotcha.
as you talk to him more, it's
Yeah.
like, hey, you're fucking crazy, dude. So he rescues
Interesting.
you, and it's
Okay.
like, yeah, I used all my chemicals to like, and like whatever he did to revive you from being asleep for 80 years. And now you need to go find more so I can revive the rest of your colony ship so we can have people
Oh,
to bring in to like stop these corporations from doing what they're doing.
sure.
And I'm like, okay, sure. I
Yeah.
guess I'll follow you along and like go down this quest of like bring down the corporations, right? But I feel like there's definitely like he has his own motivation behind this. There's not
Of course he
like
does.
he doesn't want to do the good thing for all. Like, cause you can definitely like choose your side between the corporation and between like Phineas Wells, but like I don't trust him, but I don't trust the corporations because like they're so overbearing and controlling and how like they control people's lives.
Find that third path,
So what I did, like
right?
in the first town, Edgewater, the main mission of that is that there's a bunch of deserters that have deserted Edgewater and Spacer's Choice, and your goal from the mayor is to bring them back somehow. So he gives you the option of go to the power plant and reroute all the power from the botanical gardens where the deserters are back to Edgewater. But if you go to the botanical gardens first, the leader there, Adelaide, is like, no, reroute power all to the botanical gardens. So like, okay, I got an either or here, and depending on what happens, like either the Edgewater is gonna go like complete kaput and gonna go to the gutter,
Mm-hmm.
or the botanical gardens are gonna go kaput and go and basically like be done for. But I was able to find a third solution by making. I don't want to spoil it for Brad because
Sure,
I
sure.
don't want.
Yeah, but you found a third solution.
I found a third solution where it involved everybody getting back together in a more bittersweet way,
Sure.
but it worked out for everybody.
Is this game on Xbox?
Yes.
Game Pass.
I have a Game Pass. So this
Then
might
you
be my
have
extra
Outer
life
Worlds.
game. Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So the game is deep in its RPG mechanics and its conversation. I do like the conversation stuff because like every character you talk to definitely it has their own like unique personality and unique motivations, which makes it like compelling to talk to everybody. Like even your companions are all very different how they act and talked. Like the quote unquote medic of the team, Ellie, she's the person you've seen most in like the trailer stuff like that, like the short haired woman that has like the jacket and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
She calls herself a pirate. I don't know why, but she's also like a doctor.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, whatever. But your companions also have like their own unique special moves. You can control your companions like move here, go do that, go do this. But it's very basic. It's mainly just move there, come regroup, do your special move. That's about it. You can also like take perks around your character to either a more solo playthrough where you don't have any companions at all, or you can have perks towards your companions like
Yeah.
can carry more weight, do more damage, get more XP from their kills. When your companions in your party, you get a certain amount of this.
How's the like respecking? Say I want to change how
You
I'm playing
can
halfway.
respec anytime you want.
That's sick.
I'm not sure what you can respec exactly because
Yeah.
I never actually tried it. 'Cause I like how my character's built right now,
Fair.
so I'm happy with it. But in terms of the perk system, there's also in relation to it called the phobia system, where if you fight a certain enemy enough, you gain a phobia of it. So if you take this phobia, you get certain negatives and buffs to certain stats
Ooh.
for the cost of a perk point. So if you take this phobia, you get another perk point to use. I've never used any of them yet because I'm like, I feel like these stats are like would too negatively affect my character at the point where
It's not worth the exchange.
not worth the exchange for perks. I look at the perks and I'm like, I had a tough time like picking the perks I want already because I just don't think the tiers I am like tier 1, tier 2 are like powerful enough to like warrant like this as a must have. And then like maybe you can fast travel unencumbered, which seems hilarious. Because in all the games before, like if you're unencumbered, you have to freaking walk back like 50 miles for an hour.
Or drop all your shit. God.
But in this game, like if you're unencumbered, fast travel if you have that perk.
Yeah, fuck that.
But I found like that in each area, there's like enough like vending machines you can like buy and sell stuff. So like there's no issue with me.
Nice vending machines.
Yeah.
Kind of like Bioshock,
or even
Borderlands.
yeah.
Yeah. So like I've never had an issue. I mean I had like issue once, but like I'll just go off the close vending machine. That was fine. Or just break down enough items where I can just carry things.
That's another good thing is you can turn stuff into like scrap.
Yeah,
and
like
stuff,
weapon parts,
nice.
armor parts, and you can also mod your weapons and guns. So there's a few weapon types, like damage types in this game. There's plasma, and ray, which I don't know the specifics of. Kinetic or regular, normal, whatever you want to call it. Acid, another one I can't remember right now. Oh, and Shock. Pretty sure those are the ones you can in the game, and they each do different things, different enemies. Like if you are facing armored enemies, your kinetic guns won't do as much damage, say, as like your plasma guns.
That makes sense.
Stuff like that, right?
Yep.
There's also science weapons in the game. So like,
And they're just probably like super crazy.
yeah, like the first one got the shrink ray.
Oh, that's sick.
That's awesome.
Yeah, apparently there's more weapons in the game elsewhere. I haven't found the rest of them yet because they kind of like there's a quest like to find all the science weapons in the game. But yeah, so I'm really enjoying the game. Um, it's
Sounds like you are.
it's not revolutionary in sense of the word. It's just a good solid game. It's like when you're having a hot chocolate on a cold day. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's a nice warming feeling. That's what this game is. It's a
Comfortable,
nice warming, comfy
familiar.
feeling.
Yeah.
And that's what like been
Wanna play it.
missing from
RPGs.
another certain company
Sure.
that have another certain franchise. But yeah, if you can get the Outer Worlds and you like RPG first person RPGs and you don't like the direction of another franchise is going, mainly Fallout, and and you kind of miss the old days of Mass Effect, maybe check out Outer Worlds. Might be for you. It's also not a very long game. It's not going to be like the
What about-
100-hour epic that
Sure.
other RPGs are.
Yeah.
I've heard like between like 30 and 50 hours, which
Sure.
is still like long, but not like 80 hours long.
Do you think this is like a? Because Obsidian is now their own thing, right?
Obsidian is now owned by Microsoft.
Microsoft
Okay.
acquired them.
Fair.
So everything they publish after
Mm.
this or develop after this will be published.
Is this
by
like? Do you
Microsoft.
guys think this is like a tester, or like this is the start of their own franchise, like Fallout, like their own RPG?
There's gonna
universe?
it depends who owns Outer Worlds. If Obsidian owns Outer Worlds, you might see like a sequel on purely Xbox platforms. But as we know, Xbox is now playing nice of other platforms.
Sure.
So like they publish games on the Switch, right?
Yeah.
So you might see, hey, we will publish everything that's not Halo or Gears or Forza on other platforms, right?
I'm excited because you're talking about it like it's a throwback to New Vegas,
It's
or
It's
it's
definitely-
at least like an homage to it.
It's
So-
definitely got like a spiritual successor,
Yeah.
like in that terms. It's also like the comfy feeling of like this is a good game. I'm comfortable with this, and I can enjoy this, knowing like what it is.
Yeah.
Like don't go in expecting this to be like
Game of the
game
year?
of the year. It's not game of the year potential. It is just a really good game, and it deserve if you like that type of game like Fallout or Mass Effect, I think it deserves your attention.
Is the combat fun?
Yeah, combat's really fun. It's kind of easy, a little bit.
Are
Even
you
though
just playing on easy though?
I'm playing on hard, and I'm
Oh,
still having
okay.
like my
What,
toughest
that's just how
enemies
good you
are
are?
for the robots in the game because like I haven't found a good way to deal with them yet.
Sure.
With any damage type, because I would think, oh, shock damage, I'll just fry their systems.
Yeah, doesn't work.
No,
Interesting.
That's rude.
Maybe
I-
magnetic damage.
I
don't
use
know.
plasma damage because that's been working the best for me. But yeah, like everything else is like it's easy to deal with. If I find an enemy to our level, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna back off and come back later with better weapons or higher level. But yeah, it's just a really good game. I do recommend it.
Fair enough.
Ethan's asking for a rating
Yeah,
out of 10.
that's a
7.5
7.5.
out of 10.
Okay.
It's a good game.
Good
Like
game. Yeah,
don't judge the rating by like
a little bit better than good.
but the rating, like it's still a good game.
Cool. Well, you hinted at it, so should we just talk about the
Yep.
the shit show that happened this week for Bethesda? So we all know that 76.
I just want to preface with this,
Okay.
like I've been waiting a year for this to happen.
You've seen this one coming?
I've been preaching this one coming for a
Oh.
long time.
Okay, fair.
So for the last year, we've had topics about where Bethesda's going. Nick has been a little more negative. I've been a little more positive, I would say, regarding the company as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't hate the company, but this is a huge fuck up, and I'm calling bullshit on it. Like this is one of the
Oh,
stupidest things I could
I
possibly.
don't hate the company. I just see their bullshit for what it is and
Yeah.
call them out on it.
This is major bullshit, and this I can't believe they did this. So Fallout
Yeah, I don't get it
76
either.
launched in a very bad state. It was full of bugs. Shit didn't work. Servers didn't work properly. The game didn't
was- yeah.
have content that it was supposed to have. Like it was just not good. people were demanding refunds. They had issues where they sent people friggin' garbage bags instead of like the actual like proper bag they were supposed to get. It was a shit show. The game was on sale like 3 weeks after it came out for 50% off. Like nobody wanted it. They came out with their Atomic Shop, which was like their cosmetic cash shop, and it like microtransactions, and it was disgustingly like overpriced. Like I think it was $7 for a bag or something that character could wear or something like that. Like ridiculous stuff.
It's also, then they gave you enough coins to buy an item in the shop, but you were 100 coins less
Short.
off
Yeah.
of anything.
To make you have to make another purchase. So it went through that. Its opinion, like Bethesda took a huge hit. And then they came out at E3 and
Oh yeah, I remember that.
openly admitted we fucked up. And I was like, you know what? Like that doesn't fix it, but good. You're addressing the fact that you screwed up. And they came out with this idea of this Wastelanders expansion that was bringing human NPCs and quest lines and stuff, because this game only had
like audio logs or whatever it was.
It had audio logs, and it just had like enemies to kill. There were no
Yeah.
human NPCs, settlements where you could talk to people, because it was a multiplayer game and they wanted it to be focused on that. But they realized that people still wanted NPCs, because we play tons of multiplayer games like World of Warcraft, Destiny. There's still NPCs, right? So they said, and we'll be giving this all for free. And I was like, okay, this is the proper way. You know, you're giving the people who played this game and who paid money for this game and who have stuck around even though they probably shouldn't have, you're rewarding them with free content. And I was like, all right, so maybe this is a start where in a year.
To be fair, 76 was getting to a better spot by then.
Yeah. And I thought, okay, this is where the game turns the corner. You know, they come out with this expansion free. Maybe more people hop in on a sale if it comes out, like a sale comes out in the fall right around the time this expansion drops, or was supposed to drop because it didn't actually drop. And maybe Fallout 76 will become what people want it to be in day one. Then they came out and said that they had to delay the Wastelanders expansion because it wasn't ready and it needed more time to cook. Okay, that sucks, but I'd rather have it delayed than it come out and not work. But the problem is that then they had the audacity to come out with a new thing, a subscription service for Fallout 76 called Fallout First. This is $100 US a year, or $13 a month, on top of paying for this game. And basically, they want you to pay this subscription service to get a couple exclusive things that other people don't have.
Like
so
what?
I will give you the list. So the first thing, and probably the biggest thing, is private worlds.
Okay.
So you'll get your own server that you and up to 7 friends can play on.
Right.
Nobody else. It's your own private server. You get to do whatever the hell you want on the whole map, okay? Sounds pretty cool. You get a scrap box with unlimited storage for all your crafting materials. To me, I mean, they are the ones who put the cap on how much scrap you can have, and the fact that they're making it seem like a premium thing. Come on. But whatever. You get a survival tent that's a placeable fast travel point that you can bring around with you. Sure. You get 1,650 atoms for their atomic store each month, which is equal to $16.50. Sounds good, but the stuff in the atomic shop is extremely overpriced in my opinion. For example, the power armor, which is like the big armor suits you can get into, paint jobs are like $14.
Jeez.
So yeah, they're giving you $16, but like, would you actually be spending this money on if you weren't getting it? You get an exclusive ranger outfit, and you get icons and emotes that are exclusive to this. So already I'm thinking, why are you trying to get, like, you have a core group of people who've stuck around with this game even though it sucked and did so badly because they still wanted to find the good things in it. And now you're saying, hey, all these features, like Private Worlds has been one of the most asked for features in the game, and you're saying, hey, we weren't ready to give you any of the free stuff we're going to do, but we're willing to ask you for $100 a year or $13 a month.
It seems pretty on par for like a server hosting service, to be honest.
But when this game is done this bad,
what do you think?
You can't be asking your fans to be doing this.
Also, you can't just purchase a private world. You have to be a first member to own a private world.
What does that mean? I thought having that makes you a first member.
You need but you can't just like be a normal player and have a private world. You need to be a Fallout First member to have a private world.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is, I think, a ridiculous decision on their part. Like, I don't want other stuff. I just want.
I mean, servers are expensive. It costs money to host a server.
Yeah, but you can get a Minecraft server for $5 a month.
Okay, I'm not saying it's a fair price.
Yeah, to me like you were doing all the right things, and then you delay the free expansion, and then come out and want people to pay $100 for private servers in a still not great game. It blows my mind that they're asking for that. But then on top of it, it doesn't even work properly.
Oh, interesting.
So people bought this. Don't know why, but they did. So first of all, you can't do any rule set changes on your private world.
Okay.
It's just the stock
fair.
world.
Not yet, at
but,
least.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Soon TM.
Okay. On top of that, people can just join your world even if it's private.
Yeah.
It's people can just
So it
join.
doesn't actually work. It's
Doesn't
not a
actually work properly.
private world. Okay.
People have loaded up private worlds and already found NPCs and enemies dead and looted. So
So
it's just
it-
like loading up worlds that have already been used or something.
Yeah, they're basically giving you old world has been used.
Nice.
On top of that, say I bought it and I invited the three of you guys to my server, but none of you guys were first members. If I log off, the server closes. That's it.
True.
I have to stay on the entire time for the server.
Or unless one of us,
unless one of you guys
is the
becomes
first
a
member.
first member.
then the server stays open, but it just
So all your guys' progress gone.
it just doesn't
Just
it's
kicks you off.
not
That's it.
good.
Thanks. Come again.
Like, I don't get how hard it was to be like, hey, Minecraft does survival worlds pretty dang well.
Yeah.
Why can't we just do that?
And then the scrap box that they have for unlimited storage has been eating everyone's loot. Just disappears. Everyone put all their hard work
Sure it
into that.
does.
They put the loot in, and Bethesda's response was, "It's just gone." They just lose everything. I just like
Feels bad. Still a mess, huh?
I can't.
I feel
can't
like all this stuff would
even-
be justified if their game wasn't a mess. You know what I mean?
If the game launched great, and then they wanted to come up with this model,
Yeah.
it's still a little pricey, but I wouldn't
Sure.
be against it. But the fact that the game was so crappy and rough on launch, and then the fact that they've had to delay the free content that's supposed to make the game better, and then still are wanting the small group of loyal people to then start paying $13 a month for this. No, you can't do that. Like
Fair.
that's just
My
You
main
can't do
issue
that.
is not with the price or the whatever, because we don't know what kind of machines these servers are running on, et cetera, et cetera. The way you're describing it still seems like it's a buggy mess. Like
yeah. It
your
doesn't
loot is
even
disappearing, pre-looted NPCs and whatever, all
work.
that
You
stuff.
don't actually have a private server because other people
Yeah,
just
the
join.
fact that it just turns off when
yeah.
Yeah.
you leave and all that stuff.
Like, if it was set up in a where I can just like, here's $10 a month for a private server, and the game went on sale, I'd be like, sure, we can have our own private world with our friends. That'd be great. But no, I'm not fucking paying $100 a month for this piece of shit.
It's I don't know.
Oh well. Well, I hope.
So for anyone who has a Fallout itch, buy Game Pass and play Outer Worlds.
Yeah, Battle Worlds.
Like, don't touch Fallout 76. Let this game die. Unless you're already playing it and you bought it, in which case I'm extremely sorry that
it's
you were
funny
stuck there. But
how timing couldn't have worked better for Outer Worlds.
yeah,
Like how timing couldn't have worked better for Riot Games and all their 10th anniversary reveals.
yeah.
Like, it's just
One company just proves.
yeah, you
time
gotta
and
be
time
on.
again
You
it's
gotta be on top of
incompetent.
your game nowadays, or
it's
someone else
just
is gonna swoop in.
hilarious. So yeah,
Buy Game Pass. It's cheaper monthly than Fallout First is.
it is.
I hope this doesn't affect like Skyrim 6 and
I hope it does in a positive way. I hope
Oh,
all of the
yeah,
bullshit
and
and stupid
Starfield.
ideas that they wanted to try and milk from this game or realize that this is a bad idea and they just go back to making their core good games.
I just want another
Nick
Oblivion,
is full of doubts.
to be
but
honest. Skyrim was I want an Oblivion. I just want another.
I love Skyrim, but Oblivion's still just is special in my
Oblivion's
heart.
5 times better than Skyrim will ever be, even with mods.
There are some.
I'm not a big mod person other than like visual enhancements. I'm not
You're
about like
missing
all
out
the
on
all
an
the
entire
goofy shit.
world of. You should have you
Yeah,
ever modded, ever? Because
Lightly,
oh, you have, okay.
yeah.
Fair.
Not Oblivion, Skyrim.
That's fair then.
But
Oh, okay. Whatever. Still,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Oh, yeah.
Skyrim is just disappointing after like 15 hours. I'm just like, all right, I'm about done with this bullshit.
Yeah. Well, that's a whole other.
I disagree. But Nick also doesn't like Fallout 4.
It wasn't a
even though
great
it's a
game.
good
don't
I
like
like stopped
Fallout
playing
4.
it. Remember, I started playing it and I stopped.
What game do you not stop playing though?
Excellent games.
Fallout
X'd out.
4 was just disappointing to me. Like, it just ruined the RPG mechanics in Fallout games.
Like for example, BioShock 1, not an excellent game.
Anyways, yeah, Fallout 3 is a better game than Fallout 4.
Fallout New Vegas is better than Fallout 3.
I agree with you there. Yes.
Okay.
If I had to rank,
You don't think BioShock's amazing? Like,
if
why
I
are you
had to
talking?
rank them in terms of like the modern Fallout's and the first-person shooter, definitely like New Vegas 3. Then
4.
you go down the list quite a bit.
76.
That's Fallout 4. Then 76. Just kidding. Fallout 4 is definitely like not counting 76. I've never played it. I probably won't ever will now. Definitely like the
Fallout
worst.
1 doesn't sound appealing to you?
No, it can go fuck itself. Fallout 4 is definitely like the worst out of the 3 Fallout games with me.
Tisk, Nick.
I just don't think it was that good. It was boring, man.
You're
Freaking
boring.
New England was boring. Freaking these Bostonians can't make a good freaking country or whatever. I don't fucking know, man. Fuck that place. Fuck the Patriots.
Fair. Can't argue with that one. But yeah, so that's the bullshit of the day. Everything else is
The ugly.
I think everything else is relatively good news.
Do you have any good or any
Yeah.
bad?
So starting, I guess, first, Stadia, or Google, has opened its first Stadia game development studio.
Their first official first-party studio, run by the creative mind behind Assassin's Creed 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Jade Raymond will be overseeing the studio in Montreal, Canada.
Under Google?
Under Google, yeah.
Fair.
So their own like.
How do I go pitch ideas for video games to these people?
Move to
Contact Jade
Montreal.
Yeah,
Learn
like,
French.
Probably.
she also opened up or founded Ubisoft Toronto too, so she's
Yeah.
got quite a good track record. So, I mean, we probably won't see anything from them for years to come since they're just being
Or if they even
founded.
last a year.
But at least, Google's not just investing in getting people on their side, they're, investing in starting their own studios, so
Do you
They
still
need-
think
they need
Stadia's going to die after a couple of years or whatever? Like,
Yeah.
Google's just going to shelf it?
I think Google's gonna
Even
shelf
after
it.
this move?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't like.
they have the money to do that.
They had the money to just like throw products away,
Sure.
which is dumb. But I just don't see them sticking with it. Like I don't think Stadia is gonna hit day one. It's not gonna hit on day 30. It's not gonna hit on day 120.
Fair enough.
I just don't see it working very well.
I think it will. I think it could work, but it depends on how patient Google's willing to be. Because I think it's going to be a slow start. I don't think it's going to be.
Sure. I think streaming is definitely a future.
I think there might be a few stumbles out of the gate.
Xbox will do it second, but do it better. I think they're taking the right steps to doing it
Fair.
over Google.
Speaking of Google, something I wanted to mention.
yeah,
You guys know Face It?
face it, no.
The Counter-Strike thing.
Yeah. So there's like a Counter-Strike league / they used to be just a server hosting service, but now they're like an esports tournament organizer. And they host a league, like a matchmaking service as well for
Okay.
pros. So Google and Faceit teamed up to create an AI that detects toxicity in chat. And it's already banned 20,000 players.
Holy shit!
So,
Who defines the toxicity?
Google or
Google?
Faceit probably.
Yeah. Interesting. That's pretty cool.
They can't say stuff like "Free Hong Kong."
Probably not. I don't know. We'll see.
You see that related like that NBA game where the kid had like the team logo shirt
That killed
and
me.
then dropped it and it was like the "Free Hong Kong" shirt and
The camera guy didn't know what to do.
cutting away like
No, look up, look
immediately.
Yeah, he's like up, sideways, like just don't focus on the kid.
It was so good.
Kudos to that kid. That was awesome.
Yeah, don't be toxic, otherwise you're gonna get banned.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just chat or if it's voice. If it was voice, it'd be a little scary.
It'd
that'd
be
be
scary
creepy.
and also very interesting with voice. Hopefully not. That just I don't know. That
Yeah,
sounds,
I should have
that
probably
sounds
looked
weird.
more into it, but I
Yeah.
think it's chat.
Probably. So I lied. There actually is more sad news.
Good.
It's not. Yeah, it's not like super sad, but a few games got delayed.
Oh right.
So first off, and probably the biggest one is Last of Us 2, which it's weird because it was only about a month ago that we got the release
September
date for it.
25th.
Yeah.
We got the
So
info.
we were told that it was coming out on February 21st, 2020. It is now coming out May 29th, 2020. They just needed a bit more time to, I guess, perfect it.
Another
Yeah.
quarter, right? About.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's basically being the fiscal year for 2019 now. That's after March.
Yeah, 2020.
No, 2019.
2019's almost over.
Oh yeah, it's fucking right. Holy.
You'll be all right. You'll be all right.
Where have I been?
And then on top of that, 3 games got delayed at Ubisoft, and this was following a meeting they had just regarding their
They
profits.
definitely had a breaking point.
Yeah. So they basically just looked over the profits from their games, and things like Division 2 and Breakpoint didn't hit the sales they wanted to, and Breakpoint was criticized very heavily for just trying to throw in stuff that it wasn't, like loot and stuff like that, trying to just make it
This
feel.
was the Ghost Recon.
Yeah,
they
made
threw-
it feel like it was trying to be Division, but you already have Division.
But they threw in stuff that was half baked.
Yeah, and reviews and public opinion of the game have come out and said, like, this isn't what we want, and they've come out and said that they're going to be addressing stuff in the months to come, obviously, so they're going to try and fix it, but it was not what people wanted it to be. And because of this, Ubisoft has basically made an executive decision, which is actually pretty big on them, because you're paying 3 or 4 more months of development to all these games. They basically want these games to have more time to correctly implement any of the things that they're putting in, and maybe reevaluate what stuff they're going to be putting in the games, and maybe they don't need to put everything from all their games into every game, like let games be their own thing. So they've delayed God and Monsters, which was shown at E3. They've delayed Rainbow Six Quarantine, and they have delayed Watch Dogs 3.
I'm sad about Quarantine.
Yeah,
I'm
you're looking
that
forward to
game.
that. So we don't have any official release dates on these 3 games, but they're going to be coming out sometime between July 1st and December 31st.
Sure.
So of 2020.
Speaking of Ghost Recon, I felt like the first one was half baked.
Wildlands?
Yeah.
Wildlands
I felt like the best thing that game did, if I may really quickly, was that the world tech that they had was pretty mind blowing to me. Just the way, like, I don't know.
Wildlands is one of those games where it's just fun. Like, everything around it is mediocre, but together that it's better than the sum of it. What's this term? Like the sum of its parts is better than what it is individually.
Close enough.
I can't remember the fucking.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But like the sum of it is better than what is individually.
Mhm.
Like if we
Yeah.
could take Wildlands bit by bit by bit, it's like it's mediocre at best. But altogether, it's just a damn fun game.
Fair. I only played the demo early, so that might be it.
Single player Wildlands can get really broken because you can just have your AI companions be like an elite killing squad. Like
Right.
you can sit back and mark people and they can do all the work for you. It's hilarious because like they won't get caught. But
It's a little busted.
I've heard in co-op, like you try to do the same thing, you definitely don't have the accuracy and like was a stealth as like your AI teammates would have in terms of like from real people.
So it's actually harder to play
it's
with real people.
harder to play with real people, and gets more chaotic more quickly than it would be anywhere else.
That feel when the AI is better than you.
So if
I
it
mean, they
goes,
already are.
it goes on sale on I think Ethan has it. Do you still have it? Did you refund it, Ethan? Wildlands. Did you refund it or do you have it? It's fun. Like if it goes on sale on the Steam sale that come for the autumn
Is
one.
Wildlands still on Steam?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because it
I
was before Ubisoft.
I
switched.
highly recommend all of us getting it and just playing a co-op game of it because it's
Sure.
just stupid fun.
Well, there is a sale right now. I'll have to check if it's on.
It's
I
not
love
on.
that you were
Oh, you
able
checked?
to.
Okay.
I love that you were able to like do like a countdown, like the 3, 2, 1, and everyone shoot at the same time.
Yeah, it
Super
works better if your AI companions than it does with
Fair.
other real people. But yeah, that's the thing we should try out if it goes on sale.
Yeah, sure.
Like if it goes really cheap, that's what I'm saying. It's like $30. I'm just like, yeah, I'll pass. But it's like 20 and less. I mean, like,
Yeah, that comes on as like the cheap enough to pick up and just have fun.
but yeah, I'm like with Breakpoint, like,
Not even John Bernthal could save that game.
yeah, it's
That's how
'cause
you know it's bad.
people were
If he's not sick enough to salvage the rest of the game, because we all know he's awesome, right?
He
Sorry,
saved.
if he's not sick, if
he
the
saved
game's not
Walking
good.
Dead for half a
Yeah,
season.
definitely. He saved Punisher.
Yeah. So if your game is still not good and you have him in it, your game's just garbage. Because
Like people were saying
he's
that
just awesome, right?
the game was they don't know what the game was even from the betas and alphas whatever. It's like
it had
this-
like an identity crisis.
yes, and then because they tried to lean into the loot thing, they tried to lean into more survival, but they didn't know which way to go like completely.
Yeah, you got to pick a way.
It just bothers me. Like Ubisoft already has games that are all so similar to each
Yeah.
other. Like you look at Division, you look at Rainbow Six, you look at Ghost Recon. Like maybe now that Siege has kind of taken a bit of a branch, that Rainbow Six is a little different. But you look at like some of the older ones like Vegas and stuff like that, and like Ghost Recon Advanced Warfare, like they were all really similar, just military shooters.
Yeah.
So you already are trying to have a fine line to separate these. Why are you trying to make them all looter shooters now? Like, I don't know why they thought it'd be a good idea to put loot into Ghost Recon.
Well, I think it was just like have your Division like franchise be like your looter shooter in these urban cities or in like the post-apocalyptic whatever.
Yeah.
If you want to go survival of Ghost Recon, and go survival. Like
and then you've got Rainbow Six for like your competitive shooter.
Like, you have 3 distinct paths there, so
Yeah.
just like follow the 3 distinct paths and do your best to not mix and match as best you can.
Don't muddy the water. Just let the
like
the
obviously
games be.
Division and Ghost Recon are gonna have similarities because they both
Yeah.
are third-person shooters.
Yeah, and that's fine.
That's fine, but like Division, like it has a more of like dedicated third-person cover combat system, whereas Ghost Recon is more stealth and tactics and precision.
Sure.
No.
So
So
like I was for Breakpoint, they said that they're gonna look at ways to have the game either like you play either more survival, more looter. For me personally, I would say cut the loot out and just go full survival. Like just redo the game. Like
I don't know how like hard that would be or how much money that would cost. Like how big of a
I haven't played the game. I don't plan on playing. So I'm like, Wildlands is probably still better.
Yeah.
So I'll go back and play that if it goes on sale on PC because I don't want to touch my Xbox anymore. Or other than Netflix. Xbox One is just go home. Go back. But yeah, I'll wait. I would say if you're interested in Breakpoint and you have hope for it, like just wait the year, see what Ubisoft can do with it, because they somehow saved Siege.
Yeah.
True.
So like I know different development teams and all that, but just like see what they can do in like 6 months to a year.
As a producer, they've proven that they're willing to put money and time into letting these games become what they should be.
As you can see with the delays they've had to the other games like Watch Dogs 3, Gods and Monsters, and Rainbow Six Quarantine are all being delayed.
Yeah.
I think the biggest one is what I'm happiest about is Watch Dogs Legion because of how they want to present that game. They're like you're just no main protagonist. Like you can be anyone,
literally anyone. In London,
so I'm glad take your time to like figure that out because if that thing does not hit day one, then that game's automatically gonna be a failure.
Because just Watch Dogs as a whole has been a bit of a rocky franchise.
Watch Dogs 1 was kind of like it kind of went like the Assassin's Creed path where the first game was like meh.
Yeah,
it wasn't the best, and the second game was a lot better.
Yeah,
now
but I think a lot of people were already turned off on the first one.
Yeah,
maybe didn't play the second one, so it's like you really need to hit it out of the park with this.
So
one.
like the third one, like your whole like be anyone protagonist system needs to like hit day one.
Yeah,
and if it doesn't, then it's gonna fail out of the gate. So I'm glad they're taking more time for it. Quarantine, isn't like that PvE Rainbow Six thing.
Yeah,
so like that can be whatever. Take your time. I don't care. Gods and Monsters playing like a smaller version of Breath of the Wild, so that is like what people have said rumored it to be. I'm like, sure.
See, the thing is, more time helps though if you know what you're doing.
Yeah,
or if you have like an identity for your game, is what I mean.
So like those 3 games seem to have an identity, whereas Breakpoint did not.
So figure that out, I guess.
That's the difference, right? And also have Assassin's Creed coming out next year too, probably.
Yeah, like delays suck, but it's for the better of the game most of the time.
Sure.
So although it sucks, it's usually worth the wait.
Did you write down the EA stuff?
The partnership or
no? Their delays.
What did they delay?
Battlefield.
Oh, well, it's not really a delay. That's more just them announcing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're
EA had like a financial call or something for their fiscal years, and they're for the 2020 fiscal year, they're gonna look more to remastering old games, which has been not something they want to do for the past several years. They've been trying to stray away from that, but I think they kind of realized like
there's money in nostalgia.
Yeah, if you just package Mass Effect trilogy with all the DLC, I will
please package the DLC that lets you make the decision so you don't have to play Mass Effect 1. Because I bought the trilogy on Origin and it did not give me that little DLC. It wanted me to pay like $7 separately from it. But then I got like other DLC. Like it gave me like half the DLC for the trilogy.
It's so weird. Like have all the DLC in one combined package. Like it's not that hard. It's really not.
Would you get that day one?
Yes. Yeah, 100%.
You know what game I want them to remaster?
What?
Battlefield 2.
They won't.
I know, but
Battlefield 2. Sorry, definitely I thought you said Battlefront 2, like the old school one.
Okay, I still don't think they'll do Battlefield 2, but
like what if they remastered Need for Speed Most Wanted or Underground?
Sure, or even Need for Speed 2. I would buy that.
Apparently the Need for Speed one, Need for Speed Heat, I think it's called,
Yeah.
comes out November 8th.
So like a week.
Yeah, same day as Death
Week and a
Stranding.
half. Damn.
Like I didn't even know it was coming out this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Battlefield 2 might happen.
they said that Apex Legends is gonna be their shooter for the year 2020, and the next Battlefield's gonna come out like 2021, 2022 ish,
So they're taking a little bit more time than they have previously,
which
with
is good
Battlefield
because
titles.
Battlefield 5 like was a Battlefield 5 and 4 and 5 were a mess on
All
release.
Battlefield
Yeah.
needs. You don't want me to let me get into this really quick.
Go for it.
Is just need to bring back the commander and squad system that they used to have.
In which ones?
1942 and Battlefield 2.
Okay. I played 1942, but it was so long ago, I don't really.
So there was one
remember
player
how
on
the
a team
squad
who would be
stuff
the
worked.
commander.
On like the entire team of 32 players
Yep.
or 64 players
Yep.
or whatever.
Yep.
Okay.
Their job would be they had a basically command the battlefield. They had abilities like a radar scan, supply drops, being able to drop vehicles, artillery strikes. But they couldn't see any of the battlefield. All that stuff was reported to them by the squad leaders. And so the commander would have like if you in Battlefield 2, if you had a good commander on your team and you had a bunch of squad leaders who were good at communicating their needs and their wants and what they wanted to do, it was a fun time, especially if you had two competent teams. That's my favorite thing about that game. It was like arcade casual, but
Yeah.
because there was kind of like a coordinated aspect to it. If you could have some coordination, it would take it.
Yeah.
Like it would be a lot of fun.
Bring that in as like a game mode.
Sure,
Like
yeah.
they have operations as a game mode. You could easily have something like this as
Even
a game
that.
mode. That'd be pretty cool.
So I just hope for whatever Battlefield is next. Will it be like Battlefield 6, Battlefield 2143, World War II Battlefield, or like Bad Company 3? Just like it.
Bad Company 3. Oh my god.
Bad Company 3 would be like
I
my
would love
dream.
it.
Is it
Yes.
bad that I've never played a Bad Company game?
They're
I
pretty
mean,
funny.
Like, don't tell Andre that.
They're pretty good.
I think I have told him. I know
Okay.
he tilts.
Their
'cause-
multiplayer is pretty good. The campaigns are pretty good. Overall, they're pretty
Battlefield
good.
Yeah, Bad Company 2 campaign was fucking dope.
Yeah.
Bad Company 2 in general was just like amazing.
The
especially with
environment destruction
the
and all that.
Vietnam DLC.
Oh yeah.
That was so good.
Yeah.
I just remember when they first showed off Bad Company, the first one, and they had like the campaign where you could like switch which soldier's perspective you were in on the fly. Like you had like your team of like 8
Sure.
units, and you could become any soldier and move around the map and play it. I was like, damn, that's sick. And I never ended up buying the game, but I was like so intrigued by it.
And
So
I always rented Bad Company 1. I own Bad Company 2 on PS3 because I played with Andre all the time on the PS3.
I think Andre still says it's his favorite shooter of all time.
It's a really good shooter.
Just the Vietnam one,
Yeah.
especially.
Yeah.
Vietnam DLC was amazing. It could have been its own game.
Yeah.
But like,
It was his own game technically. Like
Yeah.
I mean, it had own maps, own everything. Right?
yeah,
So,
it was great. Own vehicles, own guns. It was so good. Yeah, and then there are also a new Star Wars game by 2021, whatever that means.
of course.
Whether that be there's no Battlefront 3 this year.
No, they're still working on keeping 2 going.
Yeah,
They've
so,
done a lot of good updates to make Battlefront 2 in a much better spot than it was when it launched.
Imagine if they made a Star Wars space combat sim,
I mean, like if
that'd
they
be my
want a
jam.
smaller studio to
like
work
Rogue
on that.
Squadron
Rogue
3 or
Squadron
something?
4.
Or 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's make it
With,
happen.
with Battlefront 2, a Frostbite engine graphics.
Or just
Woo!
Rogue Squadron like reinvented, like Call of Duty
Sure.
did
Also,
reinvented
can we-
Modern Warfare.
Can we
Yeah.
just let DICE only use the Frostbite engine because the other ones seem competent enough to use that engine?
Don't they use it in like FIFA and stuff?
Yeah,
Well, EA kind of had this thing in the last few years where they wanted every game that they published to be under it, but a lot of problems with Anthem was apparently BioWare was just
Anthem
not as
and
good.
Andromeda.
Yeah, there was a lot of issues with those developers getting used to using this engine.
Or was Andromeda Frostbite? I don't remember now. I can't remember. But
But
yeah,
Anthem for sure.
Anthem. Yeah,
Like EA ended up having this. Was it send people from DICE or from another
usually what
company
you
to
do.
like help them?
Yeah.
But it was like almost too late at that point.
Mm.
Like I guess BioWare
yeah. I
just
just
couldn't.
like that's why I'm glad like Apex Legends I think is running on like a modified source engine like
Yeah.
Titanfall 2 and 1 were. Jedi Fallen Order I think it runs on Unreal.
Definitely not.
So I'm just like
Frostbite.
just keep Frostbite to DICE because like no one seems competent enough to use that engine.
Yeah, like I get
And-
what they want because if everyone could, those games run and look
I just think
freaking amazing. But like, don't screw over your
I just
developers
think
at the
the
cost.
only reason why they want to do it is because it'd be their EA's own proprietary like development system, whereas
Yeah.
like Unreal or CryEngine you have to like pay royalties
You
to
do.
Yeah.
Crytek and Epic, right? So like I think that's the reason why they didn't want to use other like game engines, whereas Frostbite's like your own, you keep all the money for yourself, but at the same time like if no one else can use it,
Yeah,
then
which makes me wonder, like, Why is it so damn hard to use?
It's probably because it's just like if they had sent people from
Those
Dice
probably like
to
gave
start
them
with.
probably like because Dice was like what mainly in Sweden. Probably like those damn
Yeah.
IKEA manuals aren't that great.
True. There's always missing pieces in the code.
Yeah, so it's probably why.
It got good meatballs though.
I don't know. I would just like use Unreal for everything else. Like use what developers are comfortable on.
Sure,
Like
yeah,
don't
yeah.
if BioWare isn't comfortable on Frostbite and as you can see from BioWare, I mean from Anthem and I think Andromeda, like it does they just can't do it. Like
Yeah. Like it was worth a shot, but like it's not worth like you know how much money they're gonna lose by
Yeah.
just trying to force companies and
Mhm.
developers who aren't able to do it. Like
Yeah.
at what point do you go, okay, let's just pay the frickin' royalty because this isn't working?
so I don't know how FIFA runs on Frostbite. I'm not sure what Madden uses.
Madden is apparently the newest one is like really buggy and slow.
So is FIFA and so is 2K20.
Sure.
Apparently NHL 20 is the only like one that's actually running well.
Nice.
I still want to buy because it's Matthews on the cover.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is the EA update.
Yeah. Since we're talking about EA, they are coming back to Steam,
Right.
which
think-
hasn't happened since 2012, 2013.
Something like
when
that.
Origin launched.
Really? That's all? I thought Origin was like older than that.
No,
No? Okay.
but it was funny. They teased it and the most like
Oh
the,
my god.
the coffee cup and the
yeah.
steam coming out of it.
They just had a coffee cup with Steam coming out the top, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's Steam," and then people were like, "Don't read too much into it. It's just a coffee cup." And then this article came out. It's like,
Well,
nah.
if you looked in the Steam database that people always do, you could see like there are EA game titles in that database
Yeah.
that were recently added.
But this is pretty big.
Yeah.
You know, they branched off quite a while ago, and they launched Origin, which to me, like, Origin's pretty solid.
The Origin's
I-
solid now.
Yeah, at first I was like, you know, this thing's got issues, but it's definitely come around. They've done a lot of good changes that have made it a much better launcher. But so the way it's working is the first game they're bringing over is Jedi Fallen Order, which launches on the 15th, and you can actually pre-order it on Steam now. They're going to be bringing more big games such as Sims 4 and Unravel 2 in the coming months, and then they're going to be getting their big multiplayer games like Apex, Battlefield 5, FIFA, all that. It's going
Which
to
you'll
be
be
coming
able
out
to
next year.
Which you'll be able to play cross-platform because you're launching. You are launching on Steam, but you'll like the way Ubisoft does of Uplay. You have to open up Uplay and it launches then.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it all works in the background. Like you don't ever have to touch Origin if you buy a game on Steam. It'll just open in the background.
I think this is like a direct effect of like the launcher wars. Probably I think Steam has probably like renegotiated the deal. Like remember even we heard like if you make a lot of money,
Well, they have like the
You get-
revenue one where it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
so where AAA developers.
That's probably
sure,
why
those marks.
EA is like, if we can sell that much amount of money,
mhm,
we're not paying as many royalties to Steam now. So like,
they might even have exclusive deals or something. I
Yeah.
don't know. So
That and another reason why I think they're making this move, and it's pretty smart, is that so another feature that's coming to Steam is EA Access, which is their paid service to get their catalog of games. I think do they call it the Vault?
the Vault, yeah.
Yeah. So they're bringing that, and that's coming to Steam in the spring. But I think EA's really starting to push this kind of like Microsoft's pushing Game Pass, and I think they're seeing that maybe this is, you know, the future, right? Because even Ubisoft came out with their own thing. And I think that at this point, like a lot of people on Origin might be opting in to EA Access. So it's like, okay, maybe
It's not a bad deal.
Yeah.
Like you get what's in the vault, and like up to 9 months later, like the game that was released 9 months previous is at the vault. Like
yeah,
Anthem
and
wa-
sometimes you'll get like free trials.
yeah, like Anthem was added to the vault recently because it was like 6 to 9 months after release. Like that's how they work. That's
Yeah.
how the vault
Bad at all.
works.
It's actually pretty nice. So my thinking is that maybe a lot of people are, you know, on Origin and stuff are opting into this. So it's like, okay, well, you know, most people are going to be doing this. We might as well just throw it back on Steam and get some physical sales there, since most people who are on Origin are going to be opting up to this subscription service anyway. So you know there's going to be people on Steam who don't want to make the switch. You might as well just get a bit of sales there while you're still pushing this
very true.
subscription-based service. So
Also, like, or EA has chosen their side in the launcher wars now.
yeah,
They're not on their own side. It's like Ubisoft is like playing every side at the moment because like their games are on the Epic Games Store, on Steam, on the Uplay, or everywhere.
they don't launch any new ones on Steam though. They just haven't pulled their catalog.
Oh yeah, they haven't launched
All their new stuff is on Epic Games.
That's right. Yeah, so I guess they've chosen their
That's
side.
interesting because you got Ubisoft over with Epic Games. You've got Microsoft and EA now with Steam. So yeah, people are kind of picking their side in this
choosing
war.
sides.
I feel like Microsoft EA have always kind of had close bonds. So
Yeah.
them both choosing to go to Steam doesn't
not
surprise
really
me.
a big surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, maybe even Steam's offered some deals and stuff.
I think it also gives like EA some reputation back
Yeah,
instead of like,
Yeah, true.
now they're like, yeah, you still have to launch Origin, but you technically never have to touch it.
yeah. Because
You-
when I open Ubisoft games, like Uplay never really gets in the way.
And like it opens up to like check that you own the game, with
Yeah.
It
the
does its own
DRMs
telemetry
or
thing
whatever,
in the background and
Yeah.
stuff.
and then you
but
play the game. You don't have to
yeah.
touch Uplay.
Yeah, so
Whereas-
if Origin runs the exact same way, then I'm not gonna have any problem with it. It's
Yeah,
not gonna
it's-
bother me.
I'm sure people will come running back to EA games, no problem.
Yeah, and I mean, Origin's also just not that bad. So
No.
people who don't want to download it, just give it a shot. It's not that bad.
Still have to play Dead Space.
Which ones?
All of them.
Dead Space.
They're all
1's
really good. They are all also very different. One is
Yeah.
like horror.
I think one's the one I'm going to enjoy
Two
most.
is kind of like a mix, and then three is just like action shooter.
yeah.
They're all great though. Like they're all great at what they do.
Sure.
But Dead Space 3 is definitely not a horror game.
Yeah, if you try to classify all three as strict horror games, then you're definitely like degrading in like value over this as the
Yeah.
series goes. But if you look at each individual one as it is, like Dead Space 1 is definitely like your survival horror, like pure survival horror. Dead Space 2 is kind of like there's still like the survival horror element, but there's the action's a little more like fluid and like seamless. It's a lot better. And Dead Space 3 is like, here's your freaking
Fuck
action.
yeah, let's
Here's your
shoot shit.
action hero. Here's your American
Yeah.
war hero soldier, and you're gonna fuck shit up.
Yeah. But they do everything well, respectively. So
In Dead Space 3, you can like craft your own gun. You can create some stupid combinations.
yeah, Dead Space 3 was a lot of fun. I gotta go back to play those games. But yeah, if they come to Steam or
I have-
just download Origin.
Yeah,
But then-
I mean, I own all three. I just have never played them.
Oh,
So-
bro.
You know me, I have like a
God damn
bajillion
it, Shamik.
games that I haven't played
You just
yet.
need to stop telling me that you have games that you want to play that you haven't played because you're just gonna tell me.
Sorry.
Moving on. Another game. So we talked about Red Dead coming to PC. Well, another console game is coming, or that we thought was going to be a console-only game is coming to PC.
No, I didn't think that.
You had a feeling?
Kojima previously announced that it'd be coming to PC.
Oh, did he? Okay,
he did.
so I was just out of the loop then. So Death Stranding will be coming to PC in early summer of 2020.
2020.
Published not by Sony Interactive Entertainment, but 505 Games,
Yeah,
which is interesting
Are they
because
are they known for anything else?
they did Control recently, right?
yeah, Control,
Which launched on Epic Games.
Oh, Control.
So-
Yeah.
which is interesting because I don't know. I don't know who owns. I don't think Kojima Studios or whatever they're called is a Sony studio. I don't think they're owned.
I think it's like a partnership.
It's a partnership to publish Kojima's first game because Kojima and Sony have been like melded together for several years in terms of like Metal Gear Solid, right?
Yeah.
So I think like Sony saw the opportunity to be like, hey, we'll partner with you to bring your first game to PlayStation. But I don't think Sony owns the game or owns the studio. Like they owns the IP,
Sure,
right?
Sure.
So I do. It's kind of curious to me as like, why isn't Sony doing the PVC publishing? Maybe they don't want to do it. Maybe
It might be they need people for porting.
I have
Yeah.
I have no idea. So they're going to 505 Games, which has been recently published on Epic Game Store. So unless something like severely happens between now and summer 2020, I see Death Stranding coming out on the Epic Game Store and not like
Safe
anywhere else.
assumption. Yeah.
Yeah. But for all those people who don't have a PlayStation like myself, you're not completely screwed. You can still get your hands on this mindfuck of a game that nobody knows what the hell's
I'm
going
still
on.
Getting it November 8th, day one.
Yeah.
They released the launch
Wasn't
trailer.
it like 8 minutes long?
8-minute long trailer for the game.
Jesus.
Imagine what the cutscenes are going to be like. 4 hours.
Well, it's Metal Gear, right? It's coming
Yeah,
from
I
the
mean,
same
like,
people who made Metal Gear.
The
So
final
I'm
Metal Gear
starting a
Solid
feature
4 cutscene was like 4 hours
yeah,
long.
was
or
it Metal
something.
Gear Solid 4 like half a movie?
Yeah, it was like half the cutscenes were like an hour long, and the last one was like 3 hours long. It was crazy.
That's fantastic.
Hold on, guys. I'm starting a feature film.
Yeah,
Back in a little bit.
that's amazing.
So I'm curious to see how the reviews come out November 1st. So
Oh shit, Friday.
we'll
Damn.
know how it's being received the week before.
Yeah.
Start working on our press copies of these games. Advanced. You're the press dude. Do some pressing.
Yeah, start pressing
Dude,
stuff.
we have
Nick,
to. You just tell them like at least 10,000 people listen to our podcast.
per minute.
Exactly. Per minute.
Ethan, you can fact check that number, right?
Right? Look, the number's right there.
1,999 of them are normal.
Truth. So
6 accounts today alone. Just
has he?
Damn.
Man, imagine. Normal, you're just
he's not
God.
here.
6 accounts. Jesus.
He needs some help.
He needs more than help.
His job needs to keep him more busy because he's doing this at work. Anyways, moving on. We got a bit of, I guess, leaked news that'll be coming in from BlizzCon.
So Overwatch 2 has been
Or-
like the theory of
Yeah.
like about a year now of like something that's coming along. People have never really known if it's like a separate game, like an actual
Yeah,
full-on
yeah.
sequel or a massive expansion of the first game. Personally, I hope it's the latter,
Sure.
not an actual full-on sequel.
I think because the leak is calling it Overwatch Chapter 2, I think it's
I've
gonna
heard
be in it.
Overwatch 2 and Overwatch Chapter 2. I've heard several iterations of
Yeah,
the name, so I don't know what's actually going to happen.
The article you linked said Overwatch 2, and then they edited it later and said Chapter 2 instead. So I'm gonna hope that that's what it is,
Yeah.
because that makes me think
So
it's more
they're
of
going
an
the
add-on.
Fortnite route and like Fortnite
Yeah.
Chapter 2 Season 1. I'm like, yeah, that's easy to say.
Yeah.
They're gonna,
Um,
for me to get back into Overwatch, they're gonna have to make some drastic changes.
Well,
to how the
if
game plays.
this leak is right, these are some pretty big changes.
so there's gonna be a full-on campaign mode or something like that. Some
Yeah.
PVE
Sure.
format
Sure.
like
that's
mode.
gonna have skill trees, gonna have
Mhm.
progression, and a lot of the characters are gonna have a bunch of new abilities that are more balanced and a lot more, I guess, OP
sure.
than what the PvP based abilities
Yeah,
are, which
there's-
sounds really cool.
So
There's a
gonna-
lot of cool
yeah.
stuff you could do with those
And
characters.
coming with this sequel or Chapter 2 is gonna be a new character called Echo. No idea what this person does, but they've apparently been featured in a lot of early promotional art and concept art, and like I think it's on the leaked art piece for Overwatch 2 or Chapter 2.
Yeah,
There's gonna be a new map based in Toronto,
that is freaking awesome. Yeah,
which is
we're
cool.
getting a map
I
about Toronto.
there was,
That's so sick.
an ESPN video about doing a tour for the G2 offices in Berlin, and Carlos Ocelot was bringing them up to second floor, and they have like a chronological timeline of all the jerseys they've worn or had as like a G2 organization between their league teams and other competitive teams.
Yeah,
And one of them is like a Canadian based jersey. He's like the only team that cares about Canada. I'm like,
True.
fuck yeah. All right, I'll buy that jersey then.
Hell yeah,
It's actually a nice looking jersey too. It's like it's all red with maple leaf on it. It's
that's
dope.
pretty sick.
So for
Um,
me, I don't know if the campaign will do it.
So they're also adding new game modes. One of them is called Push, I think. They've got new maps coming out. There will be potentially more heroes added.
I mean, that's a given.
Yeah. And then, yeah, the Toronto map. So we'll see. We'll see what
It's
happens.
gonna be interesting.
I don't know. BlizzCon is gonna be interesting this year. It happens next week. No,
Is
no,
it?
no. It happens this week. It's this weekend.
Oh shit!
November 1st, 2nd.
Shit! I didn't realize it was
Yeah,
that
their
close.
schedule literally, like, if you look on their first day schedule of their main presentation, all the time slots is coming soon, coming soon, coming soon, coming soon. So like their entire lineup is of stuff that has not been revealed yet.
Damn.
So I assume we'll see the next World of Warcraft thing. We'll probably see this new Overwatch thing. We'll see Diablo 4, hopefully.
Yeah.
Because I don't care about the mobile game at all. But I will try it out.
But Nick, you have a phone.
I do have a phone. We'll probably see more Hearthstone stuff. And then the long shot of StarCraft.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. But they better... Yeah, it's interesting because of all the Blizzard controversy. There probably going to be massive protest during the whole thing as well. So we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
But yeah, it's this weekend. I forgot. I've seen nothing about it other than like a week ago when I saw the time slot for everything.
Yeah, there hasn't been as much hype around
I guess there's a good reason why.
Yeah. So you mentioned, that this may not be enough. What is it that's stopping you or preventing you from wanting to play it, and what do you need or want them to do that would pull you back in personally?
I don't actually know if Overwatch is kind of just a game for me anymore. Actually, I don't know. Like when we used to play, we had fun, but I feel like often when we played, it was just a coin flip if we won or not.
Yeah.
You guys ever felt like that?
I think I don't know if you mentioned it on the podcast or like in our prior conversations. Like Overwatch is a very like ultimate based shooter where
I'm
like
sure we've mentioned that, yeah.
if all 6 of your teammates have ultimates, then
Yeah.
you're probably gonna roll over the other team.
And until that point, you're just kind of peppering each other to
Yeah.
charge. And I just don't like the way that the game is so heavily
And the way like
balanced
different
towards that.
characters have like health pools and all that, it's hard for one, unless you're really good at like eliminating targets as like a Tracer or a Reaper, or even like a Hanzo or like
Sure.
a Widowmaker.
Yeah,
I just saw 4 characters, but whatever. It's very hard to go and take out beefier characters because like they just have massive health pools and they can like either self heal or like put up a shield and they're safe until they get back up. Especially because you're so squishy, they can just like they can take you out in a couple hits. Like it's
it was fun for
it's
me.
strange because like they want to have this hero shooter, but like at the same time, like the guns and gunplay is so weak and so not important
Yeah.
that it's not fun to play sometimes because you just get rolled over by ultimates.
That's my main complaint. They need to make gunplay more satisfying somehow,
Yeah.
or more impactful. They could take some hints from TF2 and maybe have like a weapon loadout. I don't know.
But
See, I'm
TF2
just-
doesn't have abilities. There's no,
Yeah, they do.
but not as like the impact.
Okay,
Like
okay.
because Overwatch
Agreed.
has like all these
Agreed.
abilities that like severely impact the game.
Sure.
Like Team Fortress 2 has like you have your gun and that's pretty much it. Like
Sure.
you have a couple small things, but like they're pretty like they're not that meaningful.
Okay.
Like sure, the spy has like the backstabbing
Yeah.
like cloaking thing,
No,
but
you're
like
right. They're not
it's not
super impactful.
game changing.
Fair
Like
enough.
every ability in that game has a game changing thing in it.
Yeah.
Which is like ridiculous because every champion can be game changing.
Yeah, I don't know. You gotta do something because I just don't like how it is. I don't know what the answer is. I'm not thinking about it that much.
Yeah.
But
I am intrigued about the single player though, because I do like when they had those events where you would play. They had like the 4-player like co-op story ones. I did have enjoy that. So if they have a more fleshed out single player experience with like skill trees and stuff like that, and just more abilities to use with the characters, I'm definitely interested in that.
They've
And
definitely-
hopefully it's like an update to Overwatch, because I don't want to have to buy a whole new game.
If it's a whole new game, I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
Like straight up, I'm not
it's
buying
probably
it.
still gonna be like $40, right? I assume it's gonna be about that
Yeah.
price.
But like
We'll see.
they've shown that in their character releases, in their PvE events, they have the ability to like create these these isolated stories like on their own, right? But they have yet to show like on a massive scale. Like there's a whole lore around the world of for like
Sure.
the robots and the people and like the Overwatch organization and the other organization, I can't remember their name, whatever. But like of like the battle and like struggles and all that. Like they've definitely shown like there is a lore there to be extracted into like maybe a full campaign game.
Yeah,
But in definitely very isolated moments, they've shown that like the story and the lore can be very interesting.
I'm sure they have enough to write a full.
Yeah.
And then some. Like they could tell a bunch of stories, just whether they're willing to
I mean,
or
like,
want to put the resources into
We
that.
see now in Riot Games League, they're gonna have their own TV show now, and their lore is pretty fantastic. Like
Yeah.
Chamek fully admitted to their lore being fantastic. Like last week before that.
When he figured out there was
Yeah.
lore.
I will say the Overwatch lore isn't as compelling for me. I just don't care that
Because
much
you
about.
you can't access it like League of Legends lore. Like it's not, you can't just go to champion page to read their lore. I don't
Why? I
like
don't do
very
that
well. You
either,
can
but-
do that in Overwatch, but like it's just not as apparent. And like same with like you, even with like the skins, League of Legends, like each skin has its own specific lore to it as well.
Yeah, sure.
Like it's
sure.
it's crazy like how much detail they put into the characters in League of Legends compared to like Overwatch. Like I'm sure there's
Yeah.
detail in terms of like the character story and all that, but like it's just, I think it's just a massive difference between like how much story there is in League of Legends, how much
Yeah.
story there is in Overwatch.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know, like the world doesn't compel me to like dive into it.
That's fair.
Seems
Yeah.
I don't know, to be generic.
No, that's fair.
I mean, like it took Bungie a whole year and a half to realize, oh shit, our lore is pretty damn good. We should probably play into it.
Yeah, not have it hidden,
Yeah.
but it's okay. We got it now.
Yeah. It's
We
fucking
got it
great.
now. Last thing I got, and it's actually a pretty big deal. I can't believe I almost forgot to write it down. There was some jumping of platforms this weekend.
Like Mario.
Pardon?
Like Mario.
Yeah, Mario jumped from Sony to Nintendo.
Yeah.
Oh.
So arguably one of the biggest names on Twitch, even when Ninja was still there, and now that Ninja's gone, is Shroud. Or
Okay.
I should say was Shroud, because as of Friday, he made the move to Mixer, following in Ninja's footsteps. And that's freaking huge.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
now two of the biggest streamers on Twitch going over to Microsoft. Probably cost Microsoft another shit ton of money, like we expected
Mhm.
with Ninja. But this could be the start of something big for Mixer coming in, and for Twitch starting to sweat a little bit.
I
You
think
know,
what got me was not that it was now that Shroud is moved over. How it's another Microsoft bought another big name on Twitch to move over to Mixer. It was Gathalion moving over to
yeah,
Mixer. That's what got me. It was like, okay, something's actually going on at Twitch that people are not liking behind the scenes and are making them want to switch platforms.
yeah. So
That's what
another
got me.
streamer that Nick and I follow, a Destiny streamer, and I would say he's probably a mid-tier streamer
Ever
on
since
average.
the launch of Destiny 2, he's been more
But
like he's delved more into a variety of games, but he's definitely like at heart the Destiny streamer.
yeah, and he pulls in anywhere from like 5 to 10K viewers, so he's still like a pretty
Sure.
pretty sizable streamer. And he actually announced on Saturday, or no, maybe it was Sunday, that he was making the switch over, and he started streaming on Tuesday to Mixer. And he the big thing for him, he had a whole video, it was a couple minutes long, just explaining him making the switch. And the big thing is that he feels like with Mixer he has a lot more input on how the actual site works and things that he can help change and he can help influence, and how he can talk to Microsoft and they're willing to change things and customize things. He just feels like he has a lot more say in his platform than whereas on Twitch he's just kind of
Yeah, because
there
One
for the
and
ride.
many.
Twitch has definitely been sitting on their laurels a lot lately. I just feel like the general consensus that Twitch has like this great system, but they're not doing enough to make it even better. Like
Yeah.
there's not enough like chat interactions, there's not enough behind the scenes stuff. Like I think it was today, yesterday, there was Ninja on a clip stream from Mixer because apparently you can do that on Mixer, which I didn't think you
Yeah,
could.
it's a beta right
It's a
now.
beta, but I didn't know how to access it. Maybe it's like some sort of weird subscriber only thing, but you can get a sub for free on both Shroud and Catalan for a month, whatever. Anyways,
Yeah.
he said that like there's inherently like both platforms are great. It's the only reason why you would move over if behind the scenes they weren't doing things you particularly agreed with or liked. So I'm like, we've heard some pretty shady things come out of Twitch publicly, but like what is going on behind the scenes at Twitch that are making like these two big time streamers and then like a mid tier streamer want to jump ship,
Yeah.
right?
Is that the only people who have left so far?
Yeah, so far.
Notable ones. Like
Okay.
I'm sure smaller
Yeah,
people
yeah.
might have moved, but nothing that I know about. But if you think about it, like Shroud and Ninja probably got offered huge amounts of money, right? Gathalion, like he probably got offered a good contract, but I think for him it was probably a little bit more of a risk than it would have been for Shroud and Ninja. Like I'm sure they got compensated with more than enough because like they were succeeding so well. So I think Gathalion, like I don't think he made this move simply because Microsoft was like, here's a like couple $1,000,000.
Yeah.
Like I think
I mean, might have been.
might have been, but I think he strongly believes that this is the better thing for him without even being incentivized. So, like Nick said, like when you see somebody like that move, you're like, oh, maybe there is something going on
Yeah,
here.
so there's something going on at Twitch that's like muddying the waters a little bit. That's not sitting well with a lot of people. Like you even seen, I'm not saying it's completely related, but you've seen some streamers, some like higher profile streamers taking a break from Twitch recently.
I mean, people take breaks from YouTube
Yeah, but like
and other content
if
creation across
I
the
know
internet
it's probably
anyways.
coincidence, but with like Shroud moving over and like Gathalion moving over, like I just feel like just taking a break because they just want to take a break from streaming, or taking a break because they want to decide what they want to do with their future,
Sure,
right?
yeah.
I'm sure it's like I'm just tinfoil hatting this shit right now, but
It's
like
plausible.
Sometimes it's fun to do that.
it's kind of like the weird timing of like these people taking a break and like Shroud and Gathalion moving over at the same time, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of lined up a little funny.
I will say this actually has made me, start using Mixer because I've been watching Gathalion for 5 years now. I started watching him in Destiny 1. And I watch Shroud from time to time just because sometimes it's just fun to watch somebody just like who's like a god
Wreck
at
shit.
shooters just beat
Like
everybody.
like when you watch him play like the ground war playlist of Call of Duty recently, like he
Yeah.
goes like 58-4. I'm like,
It's stupid. And
like,
sometimes it's fun
what?
just to sit there and just watch somebody who
Yeah.
just will do something I'll never be able to do. So because of that, I've actually, linked my Microsoft account, signed into Mixer and everything. It's definitely similar to Twitch. There's definitely some things you're gonna get used that you have to get used to. Things are a little different. I know there will be a few features that, aren't there that Twitch has, like theater mode isn't a thing right now, which
What's theater mode?
theater mode's where you like block out the chat but it's not full screen.
What is
Like it makes like the screen takes over like where the chat was, so it's like a bigger window, but it's not full screen. You never used theater mode before?
There's like full screen theater mode on the bottom right corner. Just check it out quickly. It's
Yeah.
like I like
It makes the window bigger without going full screen.
okay?
So anyway, nothing crazy, but there is add-ons you can get. One of them is called Mixer Elixir. So if you want to get a Chrome extension that just kind of adds a few
Stop
features,
using Chrome.
or if
Anyways,
it's a
continue.
Firefox extension, I don't
Continue.
know,
I'm
but just
sorry.
look up Mixer Elixir, whatever browser you use, if it works for it, and you can get that. But I'm it's I haven't had anything on Mixer that's made me like not want to watch streamers or anything. It seems good enough. So, if this is better for the streamers, then good on them. And competition at the end of the day is better. Hopefully this,
sure.
Makes Twitch sweat a little bit, and then maybe they've got to implement a bit more user-friendly things, or maybe some of the stuff that's happening behind the scenes needs to get cleaned up. Whatever
Twitch
it is.
still has they still have big streamers on their platform. It's that like
Yeah,
Ninja
and by
and Shroud were like the two biggest.
Yeah, by no
right?
means has Mixer now become king of streaming. Like when you think streaming, you're going to think Twitch for a while still.
Yeah.
But this shows that somebody else is in the ring.
Right.
Like I know like they're basically buying exclusivity. Like, but because I know we're giving shit for Epic Games doing that with the video games. But I just
I think that's a little different.
But we're talking about like
streamers,
a human person over a product, right? Even
Yeah.
though like they are presenting a product, these people, right? They're presenting entertainment towards you.
Definitely.
Like their stream is a product that you want to watch because they're entertaining.
Yeah.
So, I didn't know how many would follow with the Ninja one. That was like what, a few months ago.
Yeah, it was kind of quiet after that for a while.
So like maybe like after Ninja's, I don't know, I guess he's had success there because he's been there. He's had no issues, I guess,
Yeah.
with Mixer. And I guess people have seen like, oh, he's still doing relatively well on Mixer. Maybe I should look into it. And, Microsoft probably put offers out to everybody. And then like now Shroud took it seriously. Now Valiant's taking it seriously. Like, who's next? Like,
Yeah.
right?
I hope they do something like cutting edge or new that Twitch isn't doing. I used to watch JTV back in the day because
That was like before Twitch, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Justin TV before, like, because it was new, it was like novel. I don't know. I like new tech things. I'm always looking for the bleeding edge. And then streaming culture didn't go in the direction that I wanted it to, so I just kind of stopped watching.
Yeah.
So
So
hopefully
maybe
they do.
Mixer will incorporate something new to streaming that maybe interests you.
Yeah, maybe they'll, I don't know, do something.
Yeah. I know
What
a good
that
thing.
is, I don't know.
A good thing with Cathalion is like he even said like because I've been watching his streams the last couple of days to see how it's been going, and he's like, you have any like issues with Mixer or any ideas? He's like, throw them to me. He's like, if I consider them, like if I think they're they're big concerns, like I'm gonna bring them to Microsoft. He's like, I want to know like if there's viewing experience, if something's not to your liking, like he's literally saying like, tell me what's wrong, I will be your spokesperson.
I will say
like
I don't
that.
think that will be the case for everyone, as if Mixer gets bigger.
Yeah.
I feel like they can afford to do that now because they're small.
Yeah, so they're
they can
hiring
lift
these like
into-
ambassadors kind of thing.
Yeah, fair. Like if they had whatever the 1 million streamers that Twitch does, they couldn't listen to everyone,
No.
right? So
But I think this is
Keep-
just kind of how they're probably looking to these streamers to help them make the platform
Yeah.
that will make everyone come over, or make new people who are starting to stream choose them as their
Yeah,
starting
yeah.
platform instead of Twitch, right? Because well, look at us right now. We're streaming on Twitch. Like we started streaming. We started with Twitch because that's like the one where the biggest audience is.
Yeah.
So, but maybe in like a year or two, Mixer will be up there as like a
we should
worthy
have gone to
contender.
Mixer because there's less people.
Yeah. Wow.
We get more people watching because there's less people to watch.
Less competition.
true, very true.
Oh, man.
Actually, not a bad idea.
But, yeah, but yeah, it'll be interesting to watch and see how it.
And they got
so
higher bit rate
unfolds.
over at Mixer.
Yeah, that's another
They
thing.
got what?
Higher bit rate to stream at.
Yeah.
Oh, probably not.
No,
No.
it doesn't. As Ethan said, we stream 720.
I
but
mean,
like,
not for us.
I
but
think
for other
Shroud
streamers.
did like 10K bit rate on his first stream.
Yeah,
And like, the stream looked fucking great.
yeah,
Like,
it
looked
looks
gorgeous.
And also one last thing I'll touch on is I think that the timing for Shrouds was like perfect because they literally had him doing his first Mixer stream in his announcement when Call of Duty launched. Definitely planned.
And their servers burned down the first hour.
Yeah, and then their servers went to shit, but that was like perfect because like this is like one of the biggest shooters of the year, and you've got the literal FPS like face of Twitch in Shroud, so that was like probably the best day that they could have had a move over. I thought that was pretty smart. But yeah, that's what I got for news.
Cool.
That's what happened.
Really quick. I don't know how long we've been on, but really quick. League semifinals are on. The World Championship.
Yep.
We've got FPX versus
IG.
IG,
And IG was the only team to beat FPX during the regular season in the summer.
Fair enough. They went 14-1 or something.
They
Right?
won a bunch of games in a
16
row,
and 2.
and then they faced IG, and IG beat them.
Okay.
So it's very interesting, that storyline. Like FPX, like the top team from China, going up against the only team that had beat them.
I'm rooting for IG in this because I thought IG was Griffin, but whatever. That's a different story. I'm rooting for IG in this. How about you guys? I want to see an IG SKT final.
I want to see, pure selfish reasons,
Yeah.
I want to see FPX move on.
Okay.
I don't think FPX will beat G2 or SKT.
Fair. Okay.
Fair.
True. I mean, my dream final would be G2 SKT, but didn't
That's
work
not
out like
gonna
that.
happen.
So
That is the semi instead. Can I just say also that this could arguably be the strongest top 4 at a world championship? First Korean
Yeah,
seed,
I mean-
first European seed,
Yeah.
first Chinese seed, and the reigning world champions.
Mhm.
Like, you think last year you had like C9 and Fnatic in one semifinal,
Yeah.
G2 and IG just 3-0, 3-0, right? Like, there are some heavy hitters
Yeah.
in this top 4.
There's definitely, it's gonna be fun. It could be G2 potentially like bringing the crown back from like the Asian countries, right?
Back.
And they would be the first team to do the Golden Mile,
I don't know what that is.
which is winning
MSI.
MSI Worlds and their domestic title.
yeah.
No team has done it yet. SKT has not done it.
Sure.
Royal Never Give Up has not done it.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
MSI was
GT
kind of like a joke tournament for a little bit. So
Yeah, but they would still be the
Sure,
first team to
fair,
ever do
fair.
that. And
Yeah.
honestly, like, looking at this right now, there are favorites, but I don't think it's unrealistic to say that any of these 4 teams could win.
I think FPS is the weakest. I'll put that out there.
Out of these 4 strong teams.
See, if you had asked me,
Oh, my phone's ringing. Let me.
Someone doesn't
sure,
Silence their
just
phone.
take it, Shava. Just take your call.
Who's
Yeah.
calling you?
My mama.
All right, we can't be too mad. Mama Shama calling.
Mama schmuck.
I would have said, if you asked me in the quarterfinals before they were played, who do you think's the weakest? I would have said FPX out of those 4.
Yeah.
But
Fnatic.
we knew how strong Fnatic was coming into that.
Did we, though?
After their day 2, dude, they beat SKT. They're the only team that beat SKT.
They went
Fair.
Super Saiyan Day too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So either Fnatic just forgot how to play again and went super weak,
No, I
or
think-
FPX turned it up and actually showed why they
Yeah,
were the first Chinese
I
team.
think
was
FPX
both.
turned it up. I think
So-
Fnatic choked. I think also SKT kind of, and
SKT trolled in
RNG.
game 3.
Yeah, they
Also-
put Mata in for like the shits and giggles.
Try and give him his 50th win, and then they picked Skarner and just threw the game. But yeah, like, I still think IG's gonna win, but I think that series is gonna be freaking close.
Yeah.
Especially because Doomby was playing like a monster in the series against Fnatic, and if he the battle between him and Rookie is
worst
gonna
mid
be
laner
amazing.
at the tournament, air quotes.
from
So
by Nemesis.
we'll see. Yeah.
Fucking Nemesis is so salty.
Like, Doomby versus Rookie is definitely the most exciting matchup I'm looking forward to, and then I'm also looking forward to the Shy just styling on people.
The shy boy.
I'm on board for the Faker comeback.
See,
That's the story I want to see.
I am like.
I want SKT to win.
I'm torn between SKT and G2. I want G2 to win because I fucking love that team.
No.
Like, they are fun to watch and fun
No.
to
I agree.
follow.
I agree.
But SKT and Faker coming back to the World Championship, Faker being a champion as he belongs to be, is also great. I just either one. I will be happy with either one of those teams coming out because I think either one of those teams can beat IG or FPX.
There's nothing better to me than a redemption arc. Someone who's fallen from grace,
Yeah.
to only claw their way back
And
up there.
if I recall correctly, SKT has made it to the finals in every World Championship they've attended.
I think so.
Yeah, that's right. I
Because
think.
they won in 2013, they won in 2014. Oh no,
They didn't win in
they
2014.
didn't show up. They didn't qualify for 2014. Then they won 2015, 2016, and then didn't qualify.
2017 and
Oh no,
2018.
then 2017 they lost in the finals
Yeah.
to Genji, to Genji, and then
It wasn't Gen G.
not
It
Gen
was,
G.
it was Samsung.
Samsung, sorry. And then 2018 they weren't there either. So
'Cause
they've got
Samsung-
3 titles and 1 loss
Samsung White won 2014.
Yeah, and the Samsung Galaxy, which is when they combined blue and white when they couldn't have two teams in
Yeah.
Korea anymore, won 2017, and then they weren't there last year. So for G2 to beat them, this would be the first time that they never made the finals of the Worlds they've been
And
into.
G2 has beaten SKT before in best of 5.
Yeah,
that was
at
back
MSI.
at MSI.
But it happened.
Still, it did happen.
Same
Uh,
G2, different SKT. I think it's fair to say.
Yes, SKT is a little more refined. They kind of like had a little weird arc in their summer split. They kind of like were a little like down at the beginning of the summer split.
Ethan, what the heck?
Summer split, and but they definitely like picked it up for the playoffs. Like they dominated
Yeah.
the Korean playoffs. I know IG kind of had the same thing, but they never really picked it up to like win the entire thing in their playoffs.
Yep.
So they came in as the 3rd seed. So it was an FPX RNG final, I believe, in the Chinese league.
Yeah.
So that was fun to watch.
Also, I want to see Rookie versus Faker, so which is why I wanted you to win.
Oh man, that would be such a good matchup.
Like 5 games, Rookie versus Faker.
That would be so
my
good.
pro view on.
And I think the mid lane's in these 4. Caps is the weakest
No
But-
way.
between the 4 of them.
Yeah, between the 4 of them, Caps is not the weakest.
Caps has had a tournament.
He hasn't inted though, so that's okay.
He hasn't inted, but I think
There's no
he's,
craps.
Caps
He's also
is-
carried some games too. He's also
he had,
been
like,
solid.
The good game on Syndra, but like I think this game, like
You know what?
it's been Yankos and Perks.
Perks is
Yeah, Perk's
he's
popping off.
It's been
so good.
It's been Yankos and Perks, in my opinion, who have been carrying G2 the hardest.
but Cap's not the weakest mid laner out of the 4 left.
It's hard to
Who
say.
do you think? Who do you think's weaker than him?
Doing B.
Going B.
I don't know, man. He looked disgusting in the Fnatic series.
Because Fnatic
Yeah.
is shit.
Yeah.
Maybe that's true. I am basing it
agree.
off of that series, so maybe it's because Fnatic was so bad. But like, I don't know, man.
I don't think Nemesis is like an amazing mid laner at all.
He solo killed Faker though.
So was
I
Cap.
know.
So did a gold 4 brand.
I know.
So like, what are you
But,
really
like,
trying to
I'm
say?
kidding.
Fnatic's gone from like Xpeke to Febifin, who was like kind of the same level of Nemesis. Then they went to Caps, and they went to Nemesis. So like every other mid laner from Fnatic has been amazing.
Yeah.
That's their pattern.
the pattern.
So whoever's after Nemesis and Fnatic is
It's
gonna be
gonna be
freaking
insane.
godly.
Yeah. I'm excited for these games,
gonna
but
be
yeah,
good.
I've got IG in the FPX IG bracket, and I've got SKT in the
Also,
SKT G2
Perk's
bracket.
just like role swapping, and like 1 year later, he's like one of the best spotlight players in the game.
Makes me feel bad.
It's hilarious.
just shows that he's a good mechanical player and he
Yep.
can adjust.
He's also the best Zaya probably in the tournament.
Yeah, you have to like perma-ban Zaya. I would not be surprised if SKT bans Zaya every game. Or
It's
first
such a
pick,
strong
so-
champion.
I would
too.
like to see Perks play Ezreal and then Teddy play Ezreal right after.
Yeah.
Because Teddy has an amazing Ezreal.
Teddy has a good Lucian. He has a good. Teddy's just really good in
Actually,
general.
yeah. This is really good.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun.
I think the most exciting part about that series is going to be the battle between Klid and Yankos,
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
because I think
They're both similar style
I think
junglers in my
Klid is
opinion.
the best jungler.
At the tournament.
I
the
think
tournament.
Wonder can beat Khan because Khan's not his dominant self as he
Yeah.
used to be. So I think Wonder
Right.
could definitely beat Khan, depending on the matchup. I don't think anybody's beating the Shy.
No, I think the Shy's best top laner in the tournament. Shy's just disgusting. He made Sword look like a bronze player.
Sword's
Like-
like trash.
That series literally was decided in the top lane.
Yeah.
Sword straight ended.
Yeah, Sword's a
And
bad
I don't know whether
player.
that's because he was bad or whether the Shy's just that good.
It's both.
But,
Sword's a bad
Yeah,
player.
that was a rough one.
Even like the coach before he was booted off the team like knew Sword was trash. He said like they will lose because of Sword.
Oh
Like,
yeah, they
straight
benched him, right?
Yeah, they mentioned for Doran, who is admittedly like a little better, but still like he said like Sword will be the reason why Griffin loses at Worlds, and he was the reason.
Yeah,
they
he
lost
was
the
the reason
World.
they lost that series.
Oh, that team had so much potential. They just floundered it.
I really thought that they were gonna do it after like that performance they put up against G2 in week 2. I was like, holy shit! Like you said, Spring Split Griffin's back.
I thought
then
I
Summer
thought
Split.
Rookie and the Shyamar and Griffin.
Yeah, this guy.
What?
This guy thought and he thought Jackie Love was. He literally
Yeah.
thought IG was Griffin.
What?
That's yeah. Yep.
Oh, Griffin's Sword. Can't remember their freaking job.
I thought that was IG.
No.
Feels bad.
And also, Damn One Gaming just like shit in the bed too was
Yeah.
nice. Damn One Gaming had a really good regular split in the.
I thought they were gonna be
LCK.
G2.
I did not think they're gonna be J2. Not at all.
It was close. It was a
Yeah.
toss up, really.
The Showmaker and Nuguri have a real problem trying to style other people with kleptomancy,
Sure.
which is a problem for them. Like you can't pick kleptomancy.
I don't think you can say the rune choice is exactly why they lost. They're
Also,
Okay. Would you rather play a Phase Rush Vlad or Clemency Vlad?
depends on the matchup. Personally, for me,
No.
also,
Always Phase Rush. Never Klepto.
who's the AD carry on day one again?
Nuclear.
Nuclear. Yeah, he's straight up like.
He used to be in the play
Inted on
play in
Yasuo.
EU.
oh, yeah, I
They
remember
played the
one.
Yasuo Gragas comp in game 3.
Yeah, and that didn't work out for them.
Like his Yasuo looked bad. Like he was like
Yeah.
wing
That
wall
was
the
a
wrong
fun
way.
game to watch.
Mm,
In any
sounds like a
case,
definition of
we could talk
fun.
about this forever.
Yeah, we could.
But
We won't bore our viewers.
We gotta.
I think that's been it for this episode.
Yes.
Yeah, something's coming up this Saturday,
Literally
boys.
this Saturday, November 2nd. It is finally game days upon us for Extra Life.
in this
In
studio
in
is
this
where
place.
we'll be playing.
We'll be setting up in Ethan's basement.
Yep.
This can be great. It's be fun.
There'll be a lot of
Our-
computers and desks.
So our deadline for cutting Ethan's hair is that day. Sadly, I don't think we'll make it. It was only at 1,200, so we need another 800. But you can
we still kicked ass.
we still kicked ass.
Yeah,
like
holy
even
shit.
then, like don't think that like the donations stop that day. Like,
Yeah.
you can still donate till year's end.
And just because we're not shaving his head doesn't mean the money's not going to
Yeah.
a good cause.
So thank you all for have donated, and thank you for all that will be hopefully donate in the future. You have definitely warmed my heart with your generosity and commitment to this year after year when we do it. It's, as I always say, it's a great cause for sick kids. Like I'm wearing the damn shirt today, like because I believe in it so much, not because it's a cool shirt.
It is a cool shirt.
It is a
though.
cool shirt. It's a bonus. Well, yeah, it's just like it's a very personal cause for me, not necessarily because I had been affected by personally by like cancer, or if I've known kids who've been through sick kids. I know people that have gone through that experience of having family members in the sick kids hospital program, so I know their feelings and their attachment towards sick kids. I don't want what they experienced to what future children to experience. I want these kids in the future to be able to live as long as possible. So again, thank you for everything you've done. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for joining us in these crazy adventures. And for those coming on Saturday, I can't wait to see you all there, and I can't wait to see the final reveal of the chocolate bar.
Oh my god. It doesn't even matter. Reese is out because people don't know how to
Yeah,
vote.
for those who don't know, we're doing a little chocolate war. I started a tournament for the best chocolate.
and
on
our
Red
friends
Cross.
are dumb and don't understand the value of Reese.
I put the chocolates out there. Y'all
Reese's, man.
voted for it. So what happened was that I asked everybody for their chocolate bars. They gave it to me. I put in a straw poll list. I told them to vote as many times as they want for as many chocolate bars they want. Then I created the seating for the chocolate bars, and I then made a bracket for them. And it has been so good. It's been very
No.
entertaining. I love it
How
so
is
much.
Caramel top 4?
I love it. It has been great. It is very
Thing
entertaining.
is, the thing about Reese's. Sorry, I'll tell you.
And I
after the show.
cannot wait to see how the finals will play out. Right now, it's Caramel versus Mars, the West Conference Finals and the East Conference Finals. It's Hershey's Cookies and Cream versus Twix.
Tell me how 2 caramel based chocolate bars are in the top
You don't like
4.
caramel?
I
in
I
your
do,
chocolate?
but like,
Hey,
come on.
Hey, I put out to a vote. People voted that way. I stayed away from voting. I had to bring in third-party individuals to vote so it wouldn't stay 50-50. There were some votes that were at 50-50. I can't have it that way. I had to call in people to hey, can you just vote on this quickly for me?
You know what you should have done when the 50-50 happened is you should have re-voted on those, just those two.
It would have
Unless
been the
that's how
same vote.
It would have been the same.
Okay, I'm dumb. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah, well, if people would have voted for the same
Yeah,
thing. It would have
yeah,
been
yeah,
50 again. So I had to call in a third party to split the vote. So yeah, it's been fun, and I can't wait to see the conference finals end Thursday, and then the finals begin that same night, and then the final bar will be revealed at Extra Life, and everybody will get one. Whoever
Better be
comes.
cookies and cream or Mars. I swear to God, if it's Twix or caramel, I'm gonna snap. If it's caramel, I actually am I'm not showing up. I'm planning to do Extra Life by myself.
No one's gonna know until the day of. I will have it in
Damn.
a locked up bag until I open it. No one will know.
That'll be fun.
That's it.
That's it.
That's everything.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for watching, listening to another episode of the Regular Podcast. It's been myself, Nick P, and Brad Crabley Crab, with a lot of peace and love. We can play out. Peace.
We'll be right back.